Hello, good evening. Welcome for the last time this season to Fighting Words here on Capcom Fighter, your recap show where we discuss everything that's going on in the world of Street Fighter 5. Of course, we now know who the 18 qualified players are.
Oh, don't we?
Through the CPT this season. We're going to be talking all about that and everything else we can think of on this last show. Myself, Logan Sarwan, F Words. It's been a good season, man. We've had a good run.
It's been a great season, Logan. I must say a massive shout out to you for adding that little bit of difference to this show by going out and reaching out to all those communities, either involved in the CPT or not. That's probably been my favourite part of the season. I've really enjoyed learning about these unique scenes and their player bases. And there's other scenes that, hopefully we have a chance to capture in future as well. But it's been a great season outside of that with just the sets and the GGs we had.
Yeah.
It's hard to think. 5 months ago, there was no Pro Tour happening.
No.
Events were just being cancelled left, right and centre. And, everyone was like, well, we'll just do some of these temporary weekly online tournaments. And suddenly we get a CPT.
Yeah.
It's not the best cup of tea for a lot of people, but it is a CPT and almost everyone participated because it is a blessing in a very difficult time. So I'm very glad and happy to have been part of it, man. Yeah. Awesome. But we got one more to go tonight, obviously, and we got some fantastic stuff to talk about because it's been one hell of a weekend yet again, hasn't it, Logan?
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. We're also going to look towards the future as well. I think that's very important.
Still more to come.
There's a lot of information to break down. Let's focus, first of all, on CPT NA West 2, which, of course, happened this past weekend. It was the 18th and final tournament, the qualifier for Capcom Cup this year. Of course, only 20 players are going to be there.
Yep,
we knew the first one was the returning champ, Idom. The last one, we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Still to come.
Open to a public vote from last year's qualifiers that are not there this year so far. That's ongoing, and we'll give you information about that as well. But let's talk about this weekend's event and the qualifier Samurai, who was the favourite for a lot of people going into the Sunday top 8.
I'm back, Logan. The predictions are back, baby. I've been in terrible form recently.
You're one of those guys.
You got to give me this one.
This weekend.
Come on, mate.
You were one of those guys that goes to Vegas and puts like a little stack in every quadrant.
How's that?
That's what you were.
I called it exactly as it said. I said before the tournament even started.
I think Punk's going to win unless he loses, and then the next guy's going to win.
Guys, do you want to run the clip back? I might just get it and send it to you.
I'll pull it up.
I said...
If Punk gets lagged out online...
Punk gets lagged out before top 8. I said that.
Yeah.
Was I right?
If he does.
No, I said Punk gets lagged out before top 8. I said, and Samurai wins.
That's not what you said. You said if.
Guys, send this guy the clip. Go to the last, I think it was round 1 for NA West. Get the clip, send it to him. Make him eat his words.
Don't you worry. This is pre-recorded. I'll find it.
Man has done it again. Good to be back on form. But unfortunate, it's at the cost of one of my favourite players, Punk, of course. That was a pretty tough thing to watch. I watched his whole stream and took him all the way through there. What a mission he went on, though. I mean, he was busting heads, clutching it out, but wasn't to be in the end.
Yeah, he had a real nail-biter against Noah the Prodigy.
Dude, that set looked like it was done.
Yeah.
But he managed to clutch out a check dash and bring it back.
You know what? Watching Punk stream, you could see when he did lose that regardless of like how blasé he was speaking in his interview, it's not real. It's like I'll laugh. It's just going to be funny. You could see that when he lost, he was expecting to win the whole thing.
Yeah,
you could see that he did care, which I'm happy to see. In the moment, obviously, it would have felt crap for him. But I'm happy to see that he's never happy with losing. He's never content with losing.
No.
I like to see that. I don't want to see guys just, it's whatever. It's whatever. It's not whatever to these guys. It means, and that's why it can be so frustrating playing in these online events, because it still means...
It still matters, yeah.
Just as much.
You still want to win,
even though at the back of your head, there's all these outside external factors that are hindering me performing at optimal levels. It still matters to them.
Still take it, right?
They still want to win every set, every game. I've seen these guys play random select money matches. They still want to win every set.
Yeah, run it back, right? You think it's a friendly? No, it isn't. Run that back, bro.
Yeah.
They're competitors at heart and the best players in the world. As you said on our recent stint with Cadbury's, they take a loss pretty badly, and that's probably what makes them the best in the world, right? Punk is no exception.
Samurai Man, his top 8 run. We picked out Samurai and JB as the marquee first round match. I was looking forward to seeing Snake Eyes in action.
Snake Eyes was an MVP again.
I knew Chris CCH and Prototype would be an explosive one. I didn't know how explosive it would end up being.
Yeah.
But for me, Samurai JB was the marquee first round match. And when Samurai just dealt with the matter 3-1, and then he basically did the same thing against Myers as well. You knew...
it was a close. Myers had some great moments, right? But nah, Samurai was definitely edging it.
And I have to give credit to Myers as well. His Chun-Li looked really good.
Honestly, he had me convinced at one point, Logan. When we got to grand finals and we were pulling up the statistics and we were all talking in our little social group about Samurai usually beats Myers and Samurai's on form today. And then while we were talking about that...
He should have won that first set 3-0, by the way. It should have been a 3-0 reset. Samurai played out of his mind to win the third game.
Yeah, exactly. It was ridiculous. We were talking about, Samurai's, he beats Myers. He should really get this.
Yeah.
And as we were saying that, it just went to 2-0.
You know the ones where
guys, it's 2-0 to Myers right now. We're like, oh yeah, oh my God. He's kicking his ass. Come on,
It was
baby.
one of those ones where you're watching and you're like, it's okay. Samurai's in winners. It's he can lose it's the first game. He could maybe even lose the set. It's not. He's in winners. He's got that buffer. And the way that Myers just ran through those first two games,
rapid.
You were like, maybe. I honestly started doubting. Maybe he's gonna do this. Maybe he's gonna win it from losers. But in the end, Samurai showed his excellence when it comes to the psychology of this game, and the mental warfare that goes on.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think you will hear a bit about that later. It was a great grand finals, but I have to say before we go into a bit more about the champ himself, which I think we should definitely do, I want to just talk a little bit about Snake Eyes' Kage, because it's so strange to me that this guy's gone through all these character picks.
He's like a mystery. He's an
it's
enigma.
really weird. It is really weird.
Both events I've tried to get interviews with him. He's just blanked me.
Yeah.
But he's such a lovely guy.
He's such a cool guy when you meet him.
Smiling. Yeah, nice to see you. He's not on doing interviews.
There was an invitational event years ago that they were like, we'd like to bring Snake Eyes. And I remember messaging him 4 times, nothing.
Yeah.
But then you see him in person, he's like, hey, what's up, man? Cool. You're like, he just isn't really into the kind of social channels, I guess, as much as others. But his Kage and his approach with Kage has got to be the most refreshing I've seen for the character. He's easily the most fun Kage to watch for me. And I watch a lot of those niche Kage players online. This guy, he goes into these matchups where a lot of people are like, this is a horrible match for Kage. And he just takes it to the opponent. He's walking forward the whole time. He's doing that crouch medium into Tatsu. It's almost like he's confirming it. It's got a 75% hit rate on it as well.
We can talk about that if you like. We can talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, but in general, and some of the setups he did as well. That guy's just insanely fun to watch.
Kage's mad fun, man. He's a fun character. You can't rely on just playing solid with Kage because he'll find matchups that he just loses. He hard loses on the ground. His neutral tools are basically built around throwing red fireball in your face and just putting you off challenging, so he can start dashing and he can start overextending with his stubby ranges. The fear of getting hit by that light Shakunetsu, knockdown, dash up, Oki is significant. So a lot of it's kind of smoke and mirrors, right? But when you're a master magician, the smoke and mirrors and the sleight of hand is man, it's a real a joy to watch.
He's a very strong footsie guy, isn't he? Yeah. But he's got what I feel like he's got, and I think maybe because he played a grappler and because all grapplers are crazy. He didn't look crazy when he took mad risk with Zangief. He just looked like a grappler.
Yeah.
But because he's still got that crazy grappler mentality, I think what we've all overlooked is, yes, Snake Eyes is a really strong footsie player. He's also a crazy grappler at heart. So he throws in this really calculated, strong neutral game. Then every now and then, you just see him do something completely wild and off the charts, and it catches his opponent off guard. It was just a thrill to watch. I mean, some of those matchups, just I don't know how he made them look like Kage goes even or maybe even wins them, but he did. And yeah, thanks for that, Snake Eyes. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, one of the things that I do want to know is if he plays on PS4 or PC, because that does make a difference on the low forward. So I was talking on Twitter. Obviously, I'm a PS4 player. Giving Kage a go. Realistically, hit confirming low forward into light Tatsu is possible. It's a 16 frame window now, so it's the same as Kami's. And how many people do you see hit confirming low forward into Spiral Arrow with Kami?
The one time I saw someone do it, I was like, look, he's doing it consistently, and then he did one on block. That was NL, me and you commentating.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
On PC, it's really reliable. It's actually quite reliable on PC. Yeah. So, I'm quite interested to know. On PS4, you can hit confirm low forward, but I'm pretty sure you have to be looking at the stun bar, and that's just really awkward. In real world situations, in open play, when you're not playing on training stage, there's a lot of stuff going on, and you have to focus on the neutral on the ground. But it is possible, but it's pretty difficult. And you did see a number of times where, especially when he was in V-Trigger, and I noticed this, he'd commit to just doing low forward Tatsu.
Yeah.
Regardless.
And there were some ranges where
he'd do it regardless, and on block he'd just teleport backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
To make it safe. Yeah. A lot of the times he's just doing it a stand confirm. Like, I can see you standing or walking out.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is the thing that I found most impressive. He did do what looked like a few stand confirms, but there was like at least maybe 10 where he hit the guy crouching.
No, it's definitely doable.
So
I have to hold my hands up. Shout out to Phenom for pulling me up on
his confirm rate was good. I think it was about 75%. So he did get someone block. Yeah. But it makes a big difference to the character. Yeah. Actually, I think it's the game changer for the character. If you can hit confirm that consistently, the character becomes significantly different. And he was getting damage and Oki from the most minute situations.
At any range, low forward light Tatsu will work.
Okay.
And at any range, low forward light Tatsu into light DP works as well.
That's fantastic. So absolutely worth
You don't get
mastering.
Amazing Oki off that. You can just do light Tatsu and double dash up and get legit, real good Oki. But, if you're in the corner, then you get a nice little light DP tagged on as well, which helps.
Yeah, and he has some great moments, Snake Eyes. Yeah.
But yeah, he's just enjoyable to watch. And one of the things that I like is his V-Trigger and V-Skill combinations. I think he uses V-Skill 2,
like the
V-Trigger 1. So he's all about that 2-bar.
Yeah, he loves that.
He's all about that 2-bar. And he loves the throw bait mix up with that V-Skill 2 as well.
Loves to jump over their head as well, try and catch him with a little,
see him hit a couple of people with that in pools in the highlight reels as well. It was really fun to watch him. But let's talk about the champ. We're going to run some highlights from these grand finals. These here grand finals, including the reset. Samurai taking it over Alex Myers, and then we're going to be back on the other side to talk specifically about Samurai, the last name who is going into Capcom Cup 2020. Let's check these highlights out.
Rush.
Not done yet.
She just wants to get away. Alex Myers says, I want to be here. Okay, Waltz is up for the grab. And then finally, what a change from having backed off so much to having put a strong in Samurai's face. I really like that momentum change.
Try to get in there, but beautiful reaction.
And absolutely instant air legs intended. Did not want jump dangling roundhouse, but at least here with the confirm.
Is this gonna kill? It's Akuma? No, not gonna quite. Not quite. But that is Alex Myers going up 1-0.
Slightly for the strong, I like it.
Activate. Oh, yeah, no anti-airs for you this time. Is this gonna kill? No, not quite.
The little setup, very cute.
Switch towards the corner. Nice! Bird kick to snatch that EX fireball.
Yeah, I love the risk that he was willing to take. He was super right.
Oh, he didn't think he was going to get to the other side. Not going to be enough to kill. Oh, but the cross-up. Samurai, not sure what he tried. Maybe he tried an uppercut. Again.
Looks trying to go up 2-0. Looking good doing it right now. Chasing with the knockdown. Into the grab again. The mix-ups have all been working out.
Oh, God, not. And then faking the side switch.
And not quite there. I love the choice of not to go for the stun previously. He knew he only needed one more hit.
Oof.
Okay.
Not sure what Samurai tried there. Just missed an anti-air. Here comes Alex. All the momentum on his side. He's gonna get that hit. Didn't quite link it, but that crouching light kick is gonna get the stun. Dead. Oh.
Like this.
Last time he lost a nephew in grand finals, and he said he felt like that he did a bad job with the mental aspect of the game. If he loses this first set, can he do better this time?
I love the backdash, and it's actually not enough. Okay, just
Gets the throw, the hit. Uh-oh.
huge chance here for Samurai.
No side switch on that. Oh, he made it out! The EX bird kick! Samurai is a genius!
There.
Uh-oh. But having said that, it's easier said than done to react that way.
This time,
there's-
Samurai's getting a lot more reads on the demon flip. Okay, this time no. One more reads, EX CP as well. He has been doing that. More reads here as well. These are all reads. I feel like Myers is still doing great when it comes to ground game.
Oh, you think I'm scared to do it again? I'll do it again. And Samurai's like, yeah, you're gonna do it again. And
Here
here we go, another clean jump in for Alex Myers. Nice shimmy. Here we go, close the stun. The stun. He should be able to take this round.
Yep, same setup we've seen from him.
Again, but these jump-ins from Alex have been so clean.
Oh, he's pressuring. Samurai's in trouble. Doesn't even check the dash. He's so accustomed to that.
Oh, trade, the throw, one more, good combo, the jump-in again. How many jump-ins from Alex Myers?
Being the one who wants to take aggression more rather than controlling the neutral game, it's been really effective for Samurai.
Raw activate.
Samurai knows he cannot get hit. He cannot get hit. He's just blocking it out. That's so much life, and that's gonna do it.
Ooh, drops that, but still not gonna come back and bite him. He still has the momentum.
There's the check.
Wake up, Samurai. Going with the EX Fireball to reset the situation.
Only throwing fireballs from far away.
Oh, that's gonna be it. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Because that was successful for him in the previous game, right? This kind of stuff.
Oh,
Nice, finally!
not
Consistent.
gonna be enough to kill. Not gonna be enough to kill. Uh-oh. Point blank, crouching me and give. Here we go. Oh, what a timing!
Great awareness right there by Samurai. He seals it with crouching medium kick.
Anti-air.
And this is what I mean. Samurai has convinced Myers to not pressure immediately. That was the payoff.
Oh, gets the throw. Okay. Dash up, wake up, dash up from Alex Myers. Then goes crouching light kick.
Has gotten so much correct when it comes to the mix-ups that I feel like here's well, Myers. We'll see if he can recover in this.
Okay.
He put in a little frame there. Samurai's out.
Yeah, nice reversal.
I love it.
Oh, got him.
Again.
With the EX. Aha. Critical art. This should kill against the Kuma. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. No. No. Not even close. But the instant head stop. Take
Pick up,
turn.
yes.
Oh, that makes it a back throw. Here we go, double throw. Tried to bait out an EX bird kick, but Alex didn't have any meter for the wake up.
He tried to bait out a jump as well, and he's tried to bait out buttons successfully, so he's gonna get the stun.
Samurai is going to take it back. He went down 0-3.
Alex, take a little bit more time than that. Because that's absolutely what's happening. He is, well, okay. But he did allow the wake-up stand medium kick, which should not be free. It does get the stun at least.
Yeah, that time was the higher-low mix-up. He went for the low. Alex Myers with a perfect here thrown in that situation. Backs
Samurai
up.
just
He
holding off. He did throw a fireball at that range, first one in quite a while. No jump from Myers. Safe
Oh,
stop,
no.
and just, it's a very non-committal way to go in there. and patience. This sudden back and forth of those two is so difficult to deal with. Samurai now blocks. Will he V-rev? No.
Oh, what a tech. But that's going to do it right there. Alex Myers is going to take that game.
Do anything and get away with it. It's all going to be challenged.
Oh, nice air fireball to stop the anti-air that time. I feel like it's one of the first times we've seen him do that. But here we go. Combo to the Gordon gets the hit. The stun? Actually, no.
I like the check. That stand jab +2. Super strong. It was not in time.
Oh, what a whip punish on crouching medium kick. And then the demon flip throw. He went for the throw the one time he got Alex to not anti-air.
That's the culmination of mix-ups they've been playing this entire set right here. Stand short's gonna be into super for sure. Alex knows.
Oh, V
Getting
reversal.
away.
Yeah, you don't need that. Gets the throw. Now, stun. Chip. Actually, he doesn't have enough meter for Chip. But he kills him there with the demon flip. Just the raw EX demon flip. He had gotten anti-air out of the demon flip so many times.
It was looking a bit scary there for a moment in time, but he clutches it out. He makes the adjustment. Samurai qualifies in an emphatic performance there against Alex Myers, who had a fantastic tournament as well, I must say, to book his place there in the Capcom Cup Finals. Samurai, he's qualified once before, a long time ago, I believe.
Yeah, he qualified in the first one, 2016, right. I think it was.
So this is a returning guy here who's been absent for a while, a working man like myself. I'm always a big fan of the working guys who are able to do this, so really impressed with him being able to pull this off on this particular occasion.
Yeah, I always like hearing more from the players that are able to balance that out, and we will do. We've got an interview coming up with him, of course, Champions interview, as to be expected here on the show. So we're trying to bring you a little bit more insight from some of these players. You see the gameplay, you might see them for a couple of seconds on stream at events offline, but
you don't know who they are, right?
A little bit of more in depth.
I love that.
How do they play? How do they
that.
approach the game? What's their philosophy and strategy on the game? We're going to get into that for you on the other side. We're going to take a very short break. You know how we do every half an hour or so. We've got to thank the sponsors, plug this DLC so that we can do CPT 2021. Keep the money coming in.
Let's
Buy
go.
them costumes.
Woo.
We're going to be back on the other side. Hear from Samurai himself. As I said, time to take a short break. Got to pay the bills. See you after this.
The curtain falls.
I'll take you downtown. Move! That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go. That's that.
Terrific wing! Go beyond the battle.
Get ready.
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go.
Disappear! Kneel! You do not have the strength to crush the spirit of the king.
All right. I really like to exercise. And training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff.
Hadouken! the power of the Continental. This is the power of the King.
Paraneuro device expansion completed. Pseudo-personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. DOM unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Flow unit 0. Activated.
Well, Julie, who is a piece of junk? You idiot! Show me everything. Show me everyone. Show me everything.
Installed.
Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the Continental. This is the power of the King! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Hey, welcome back. It's Fighting Words here on Capcom Fighters. It has been every Thursday after a CPT event. There's no more CPT events.
No.
The season is done. Finito.
That's it, baby.
It is our final show of the year. Unless we get like a special. We might get special.
Yeah, there might be some like kind of like prep shows or build up, like they did with SFL, right? We had some
Yeah.
nice build up shows. So
Yeah, give us a special. But it's our last
Hope the
regular
Capcoms will
season
listen.
show here on Fighting Words. You know what we like to do? We recap the CPT events that have just happened. And part of that recap generally involves speaking to the winner, the qualifier.
Champion.
This time it was Samurai, who has a really fascinating sort of way of approach. He's a very cerebral, like scholarly.
You could talk to this guy all day about this stuff, right, Logan?
Yeah, he's
Always.
he's a student of the game. You know, he's a very interesting man to talk to. It was a fascinating interview. Around about 20, 25 minutes. So there's a lot of really good information here. We'll sprinkle in some clips so you can remember how good he was this weekend as well. But let's hand it over to the man himself, Samurai, the 18th winner of a CPT online event taking NA West 2 this weekend. Let's hear from him right now.
Yeah, I mean, it feels great because, like, it was a last hurrah, kind of like an LCQ pretty much. Winner takes all. And, yeah, it feels nice to qualify. I mean, I qualified like this before. It was an LCQ. I had to win online, then I had to go offline and qualify with points. For the first time I qualified for Capcom Cup, so it didn't really feel any different. But like with everything going on with COVID, this was the literal, like, there's nothing else left. So it was kind of cool. honestly, the amount of pressure I was putting myself for the first one was quite a bit. There's only 2 spots, and I want to get the first spot, obviously. This time around, it wasn't like that. I had a sense of like redirection of what I want to do with the game, and the game really, for me, is like just improving, getting better, and just having a better outlook instead of just always wanting to win. And I remembered why I love playing just fighting games, playing games competitively in general, and it's just for improvement. And I had a plan, I had a strategy going into it, and I wanted to use that strategy, and that's all that really mattered. Win or lose, I didn't really focus on I have to win. Because at the end of the day, the holidays are coming up, and I just wanted to see my family. I just wanted to just get it over with and just go see my family, man. Honestly, that's all I really cared about. That's all I was thinking about. So I'm in Santa Clara. I moved here for work, and I'm originally from Fresno, California, which is in Central California. I haven't been able to see them due to COVID, but also because the first beginning of the year I had a really bad allergic reaction, lasted for about 7 months, and it's still ongoing-ish. And it's kind of embarrassing. I didn't want to go see my family with kind of sick, I guess. COVID was also a thing because I didn't want to get them sick. My parents are old. We're just trying to keep safe and be healthy.
Okay.
It's Laura. It's Laura. Mira is pretty much at this point, she's one of the strongest Lauras out there, and a whole bunch of the other people who are stronger, but Mira has been putting in the work with this character. But last time I remember seeing them go up against each other in a tournament, Samurai actually did blow her up like 3-0, I think it was.
Well, it's not going great for her right now. This is Samurai getting whip punish after whip punish, into pressure, and just sealing the deal.
Not gonna bother with Akuma's V trigger in this way. He still might get it this round too, but you see how that V reversal has really changed the complexity of this round.
He will do this forever, by the way. There's no reason for him to move. He's 20 seconds on the clock. He's got the life lead.
Yeah,
He's fine. And the little confirm with...
Yeah, my family, at the very beginning when I started playing games, even if it was competitively, they didn't really support it at all. They just thought, you should just go to school, get a job, do the regular things that all Asian parents want, But I just knew, I had a feeling about just competing. I felt like I belonged, and that's not just a sense of belonging, but like I wanted to do it because I felt like something was there for me. And lo and behold, I meet great people because of Street Fighter. I get opportunities and even jobs because of, competing, and just great experiences overall. Nothing, for the most part, nothing negative really came from competing. And if it was negative, it was because of my own, immaturity or a lack of experience. So, to have their support, it meant a lot. And it took a lot of time, obviously, because here's the thing: when you bring home a $3,000 check or a $5,000 check, they're like, "That's great. Can you win 50? Can you win 100?" That's like, yeah, all right. It's like one of those things, But like, they started to understand, like, okay, this is gonna be a part of this person's life, and they have to be willing to accept it, because I'm not gonna. What my parents say or tell me what to do, I'm at the point where I'm not going to listen. And I found a venture to make it, profitable. Or obviously I'm not a pro player. I'm not making a salary or anything like that. But the opportunities that I've gotten thus far and where I am right now in my opportunities, it's pretty fortunate, I would say. I'm very lucky.
He has trigger.
She doesn't have the EX meter, so...
Oh no! Huge error, unfortunately!
Yeah, execution error, for sure. Yeah. Oh, trying to pick his moment. Okay, that's a good start for him.
Oh, he's gonna punish that. Yeah.
Oh, and
One of
then
the
using
reasons-
the critical art.
Oh, say what?
What? It hit him
Okay,
first.
hold on.
It hit him first.
Is it? No, so close to it. Look at the time. 15 seconds. Mikey's caught in the corner and then just puts up the wall of crouching medium kick.
And so he got hit by the shuriken, and it just, that was it. No more hitbox on it.
Here we go. Mix-ups in the corner. Big plus frames. Stands up for the grab. You're in big trouble. And that's going to do it. Samurai will take it with the EXCPs, the most Samurai of options at the end.
So my path on Saturday was, if it had gone exactly how I thought, it'd be Luigi, Toy, and then either Mira or I believe it was like I'm trying to think, it was either Nova Spec or I think it was Nova Spec. It was not both. Luigi was on my side. I had to fight Luigi. Toy ended up losing, I think, his first match, and I had to fight No Respect, which I felt like I was more comfortable with because I played Ted a lot more than Toy. I practiced with Toy a lot, but obviously Toy is more seasoned in the tournament atmosphere. And there's Mira. Mira is obviously very strong, but she can use multiple characters, so I have to be ready for that. But I was obviously aware of Nova Spec. The last time we played was when I had fights, and I barely beat him with the freaking firewalls, barely. Yeah, it was really close. And Fang versus Akuma isn't that easy. I mean, if I get in, obviously I can kill him, but getting in is not easy. If they play right, they can really. Fang players, they have this thing against Akuma where like they love to play around Akuma's strengths really well, but once I get him though, I can kill Fang.
He's super ready yesterday as well versus Prototype. And the shield on the wall.
Fireball. Back throw towards the corner, trying to keep him locked there. Fake the wall jump.
Oh, did he go for Demon?
Ooh.
I feel like that was...
patient. But a back throw again. One more hit for Samurai can take it. This time the tech by JB. Wow. Activate.
This means, yep, there it is. He walks up as soon as that activation happens and comes in with the chip kill.
Too far away for the throw. Oh my god. Here we go, anti-air. Just catches him low. So Samurai now back to this careful neutral here.
Yeah, he's picking these super great spots just outside of those crouching shorts. And the kick confirm will come from Samurai. And that is going to be game number 1 from him.
It was the one of the matches that I had studied was the Blink Esports one. I had beaten 3-1. Yeah. So that one was another match. I think I was in losers too. So yeah. That was 5 months ago. One of those things that I had done in the past was like, okay, this person has, beaten me here, or I've beaten them here. And I feel like that's not the correct way to think about it anymore, at least. I started to learn that past results, let it be. The next time that you play the person, it's a new set. So you gotta think of what worked and what didn't work, and keep adding on to the repertoire, like the sort of the match, the meta, like where are we at in the meta. And JB he's great. He's great at that matchup. He's been playing against me for quite some time, and he's beaten me. So I have to think, what can I do to sort of turn the tides a little bit more. And I started to study more of his style, and I started to obviously improve my style in that matchup. And so the meta for me was like, I was behind. One of the things the reason why I was behind is because, players like Punk or JB, essentially this is their job. They're pro players. They're gonna travel and they're gonna compete and they're gonna get a lot of experience. I don't have that luxury, so I have to play catch up a lot of the time. So JB's ahead, I have to play. I have to catch up. JB's ahead, I catch up. But this time around, I felt like I was in a comfortable space. I practiced with Gachi-kun, Oil King, try to get the that matchup experience. Then that's when I can study the player, essentially. So once you have the character matchup, you can add on sprinkle on the player matchup. Honestly, any of the people that I was up against potentially, I knew that they're gonna have something ready for me. I just felt like it, so I had to be ready, not just like ready for myself, but ready for them to have their own strategy.
Playing this neutral, and he's got this life lead. There's really no reason for him to. Oh, nice counter hit confirmed. Yep. That standing medium kick has almost no pushback on hit like that, so you can get 2 of them in a row. Oh,
And the timing, the mix-up again.
oh, he went for the throw. Nice crouch from JB to avoid the demon foot throws. Oh God, the samurai. Here we go.
Gets on out of there. No pressure available. JB trying to take the tax yet again.
Uh-oh. Crush again. We've seen this from Samurai a lot of this. Oh, what a Oh, he caught him. And he shimmies him at the end because towards the end, when you have no health.
Well, Kuma, Samurai almost had the corner. It was close.
Oh,
It walked up for it yet again. The hit confirmed. Is he close enough? He was to the corner. Okay, Samurai.
because he had not gone for it ever. Samurai had been doing meaties or delayed meaties the whole entire time. Finally busted one out and JB escaped it.
JB's in big trouble. Big trouble here. He does have trigger available to him, but he's in the corner. We've talked about how important it is for the opposite. Overhead grab low. Anything's gonna do it, and Samurai's confident in this range. Why not?
Yeah, look at that. Spending meter for nothing right there from JB. A little sign of desperation.
He was hoping that Samurai would walk in. Samurai walked in here. What a tech from JB. The bravery of that walk, though. This time it's the crouching median kick.
I believe I did pretty well against Myers in the past. It's almost been key moments where I would either lose and make a comeback or just something happens. But I feel like that's not really a me thing. It's kind of like Myers still. I think maybe his mindset isn't like, to put it politely, like it's not as developed as seasoned, I guess, for that closure. So I can kind of take advantage of that in a sense. But when he can close, it's gonna be very scary, super scary. As you guys saw, like he was killing me, and I just knew, like, as long as I hang on for a little bit longer, I'll be okay.
He blocked one attack and then immediately challenged and challenged again. So here we go, gonna get in there. Oh, nice! The Samurai using that air EX fireball activate. Wow, it clipped her out of the air. 2 EX legs, like I said. He is very aggressive. Oh! Samurai grabs. And there we go. Uppercut. Yeah, that's gonna be stunned. There we go. So Samurai gonna take game number 2.
I've always thought that in this game, and I've learned from previous mistakes that this game is a lot about confidence. If you watch players like Bonchan and Punk play, Tokido, and you can see that they exert confidence, and that's a game changer. If you can hit confirm here and you stand in the spot, you're going to be scared of the spot. If you're going to pressure them here, if you're going to throw them here, they have to respect it. They have to be ready for those things. You're going to dash in their face, you got to be ready for those things. It's like boxing. Like one of the things that I studied about boxing is like, how do you give them different looks? And that's another reason why I studied basketball. It's like on your offense, how do you give them different looks? You can't just always be doing the same thing. And you gotta scare them. You gotta do it confidently. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this. No, you gotta do it with confidence.
Sometimes Alex tried to go for that standing light kick anti-air with Chun-Li, and both times it lost to Kuma's jumping light kick. So you gotta be careful there. Gets him with the shimmy. Alright. Oh, bad confirm, but that wasn't close enough for the V skill to hit. At least
Well,
Stun is no longer a threat for Alex.
But there's trigger available. Wow, a samurai. There it is, down strong. I was gonna say, throwing a fireball there is risky because the down strong activates. Sure enough, Alex came in directly after that. Samurai, can he find the activation point?
Okay, just does it raw in that situation. Nice air to air from Alex. We gotta
There is-
watch out. In there.
Plus, oh no! The big error for Alex Myers.
Fireball. Oh, here we go. Activation. Then a side switch here. Catches low, and you can see right now, Samurai hitting a lot more buttons against Alex because he's aware of the fact that Alex. Oh, what a dash under!
That was so sick.
Oh
No! 2 at the end of both rounds?
I think when we chase results so much, we forget to enjoy the process. You know, when I remember this feeling, I won the Geico Amateur Series, $12,000, woo! But I felt nothing. I felt like, whoa, what's next? You know, what do I do next? Do I go play another tournament? And that hunger was there. I was so hungry to keep playing and winning. And the winning was great. Oh yeah, winning is great, but like, what the hell happened to me just enjoying like what I love to do, like, which is like to improve, to study, like to be studious, to be a student of the game. I don't know what happened. I was so stuck on just, I gotta win, I gotta do this. And it's okay to do that because you have different phases of how you improve. But I just jumped a couple of pages in my path, and I had to relearn. I had to go back and say, hey, you know, what do I love to do about this game? What do I love to do about any game? I love to study the game. I love to figure out how, break it down, and just like, you know, find ways to improve and get better. Yeah.
Here we go. This time it combos. Oh no! He went for a delayed button, and Samurai woke up with standing light punch, and it worked.
Close.
Oh no!
This time Samurai maybe with the error, and again, come on! Samurai now with a huge chance.
Oh, the parry again. All right, gotta watch out for Demon. Raging Demon, I just stole. Boy, is this gonna kill? It's done. Samurai takes it off of the Raging Demon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you brought up Daigo because he was, I mean, watching him and studying him in Street Fighter 4, I feel like a lot of people missed a very key, important thing about him. That he studied and he just did things that people weren't willing to do. I will tell you that if you go back and watch him versus any Akuma player and how he revolutionized that match, Ryu versus Akuma, I can tell you things people still don't know till this day. Till this day. Even if people play this game now, even when people were playing the game, they would be like, wow, I didn't know that. That's how crazy, like, I don't talk to Daigo like that, but I watch it and see his decisions, and I try it for myself in training mode, and I'm like, wow, this is why he's doing this and that. I can tell you what it is. And it's crazy how he thinks of those things. You don't get that really much in Street Fighter 5 because of the parry system, but in 4, we have jabs can be sweeps, and you know, like mediums can be jabs, and just, you know, the cycle of the meta is a little bit deeper in that sense. And I think that's where, you know, Daigo really shined. He loved. I'm pretty sure he loved 4, but he says that, I think he said 5 is a little bit harder in terms of like technicality. 4 was easier because it's, you know, you can just kind of OS things. But yeah, you can really see the way he studied the game, the way he played the game, his options, his choices, and he would, like you said, he would stick with it until he would find a solution. He would just grind. Now it's like a little bit different because, you know, he's streaming a lot, obviously. He's I don't know, he's doing his thing with Street Fighter 5. But it's not the same. It's just not the same Daigo from in Street Fighter 4, for me at least. What I see in Street Fighter 4 Daigo, I see in Tokido. He has that fire to do those innovative things. He's studying the game. How can I, do those things that nobody else does in a matchup? That's what Tokido is doing now in Street Fighter 5, and that's why I feel like he's very successful, and where Daigo was very successful in Street Fighter 4, the same way. So I think he said it himself. Other players have made this observation. He's a stubborn player. He's very stubborn. But sometimes that stubborn has reward. Sometimes it has, not reward. So yeah, he's a stubborn player, and he will stick things through until he sees a result, good or bad. He has literally mentioned that, I remember hearing this in an interview. There, and I think it was in Street Fighter 4 days. There are times where I think, either Ryu wins this matchup or Ryu wins this matchup. Then a month later, Ryu might lose this matchup. That's how much they grind the matchups, and that's how much they play against each other. And sometimes you got to be stubborn to see what a playstyle, whether it works or not, against the character. So
Slightly for the strong, I like it.
Activate. Oh, yeah, no anti-airs for you this time. Is this gonna kill? No, not quite.
The little setup, very cute. Like this.
Last time, he lost a nephew in grand finals, and he said he felt like that he did a bad job with the mental aspect of the game. If he loses this first set, can he do better this time?
I love the backdash, and it's actually not enough. Okay, just
Gets the throw, the hit. Uh-oh.
huge chance here for Samurai.
No side switch on that. Oh, he made it out! The EX perp kick! Samurai is...
There.
Having said that, it's easier said than done to react that way.
This time, Samurai's getting a lot more reads on the Demon Flip. Okay, this time though. And more reads, EXCP as well. He has been doing that. More reads here as well. These are all reads. I feel like Myers is still doing great when it comes to ground game.
I was in that situation before, and instead of saying to myself, don't let this happen again, I just said, okay, this is happening. What are we gonna do about it? Okay, let's try to get some information before the reset at least. Let's focus on each round, get a round, get a game, and just slowly shave off sort of his momentum. And I did that. I got a game, and I got a round, but he was able to close it out. But I saw a little bit of his game plan of what he wanted to do to close out, like the whole set. And that was I think the key factor to me, just putting the last nail in the coffin, essentially. So he kind of revealed his game plan, and then I was like, okay, I got this. Yeah, and honestly, the way Myers was playing in winners finals, he could have easily killed me, but with the exception of a few mistakes, right? But I think that's the difference of who was more prepared mentally to sort of win, I would say. And you saw in the second set, when he reset it, his game plan didn't really change all too much. He just did his thing. He did his thing. He killed me, and I was like, okay, now I'm ready for this full game plan.
Drops that, but still not gonna come back and bite him. He still has the momentum.
There's the check.
Wake up, Samurai. Going with the EX Fireball to reset the situation.
Only throwing fireballs from far away.
Oh, that's gonna be it. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Because that was successful for him in the previous game, right? This kind of stuff.
Oh,
Nice, finally!
not
Consistent.
gonna be enough to kill. Not gonna be enough to kill. Uh-oh. Point blank, crouching me and dip. Here we go. Oh, what a timing!
Great awareness right there by Samurai. He seals it with crouching medium kick.
The anti-air.
And this is what I mean. Samurai has convinced Myers to not pressure immediately. That was the payoff.
Oh, gets the throw. Okay. Dash up, wake up, dash up from Alex Myers. Then goes crouching light kick.
Pick up, yes.
Oh, makes it a back throw. Here we go, double throw. Tried to bait out an EX bird kick, but Alex didn't have any meter for the wake up.
He tried to bait out a jump as well, and he's tried to bait out buttons successfully, so he's gonna get the stun.
Samurai is going to take it back. He went down 0-3.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty exciting that Capcom Cup this time around will be in a group stage, because the individual player will have more opportunities to play different players, which is like always exciting. You always want more matches and just more experience overall in a high pressure situation. And also like the representation is pretty cool. Obviously you have the Rashid player, I can't say his name, Dalish, from I believe it's Brazil. Yeah, I mean I haven't heard of him for now, but I always love playing and meeting new players. That's like one of my favorite things to do when I travel. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna if he's gonna be my pull, I'm gonna learn a little bit more about him before I get there, obviously. But yeah, the other two players, Shin and Angry Bird, world class players. You got an Evo champion, you got an EGX champion there. Just great, great talent there. Super great players. So I'm excited to see where does my preparation begin and end when I meet them. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do obviously ahead of me. And obviously there's another player that I don't know of, the community votes. So that's gonna be like a dice roll essentially, but I'm still gonna, I think I have an idea of who might win, but I don't, obviously. But you can kind of get maybe a range of a number of players towards when Capcom Cup actually happens, so I have a little bit of time.
Thrown in that situation.
Right, just holding off. He did throw a fireball at that range, first one in quite a while. No jump from Myers. Safe stop, and just, it's a very non-committal way to go in there, ask do anything and get away with it. It's all going to be challenged.
Nice air fireball to stop the anti-air that time. I feel like it's one of the first times we've seen him do that. But here we go. Combo Gordon gets the hit, the stun. Actually, no.
I like the check. That stand jab +2. Super strong. It's not in time.
Oh, what a whip punish. Oh, crouching medium kick. And then the demon flip throw. He went for the throw the one time he got Alex the not anti-air.
That's the culmination of mix-ups they've been playing this entire set right here. Stand short's gonna be into super for sure. Alex knows.
Oh, the
getting
reversal.
away.
Yeah, you don't need that. Gets the throw. Now, stun. Chip. Actually, he doesn't have enough meter for Chip. But he kills him there with the demon flip. Just the raw EX demon flip. He had gotten anti-air out of the demon flip so many times.
Man, it'd be disrespectful to say just one player. It doesn't really matter who it is. They're also good. They're also talented. I mean, the player list is just incredible. I mean, you have, accolades, you have achievements on those players. I would love to play any of them, honestly. I have not played Tokido in tournament. I've only been able to play him in casuals, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, that's actually crazy. I never thought about that. So that'd be fun. I saw what worked and what didn't work for me in terms of preparation. So I'm gonna dial it back down a little bit for the holidays. But once the holidays are over, I mean there's two important ones at least. I'm gonna try to find that balance, that work-life balance. Because man, you need that support to just keep going sometimes, especially no one can really do this alone. If anybody thinks that they can do this or win anything by themselves, they're lying out of their ass, dude. 100% lying out of their ass. You need that support from either your family, your friends, or just the people around you, man. Like just anything to keep you going. And I felt like I tried to do this alone, and it was just not. It just didn't feel good. So you need that sort of step away from competition to really recenter yourself. I had this mentality where like I have to be around people who want to win and who want to like that doesn't matter, man. They don't have to want to win all the time. You know, that's just me being competitive. It can be just your friend, your homie that just wants to play games for fun, that wants to talk to you and wants to be around you. That's what you need sometimes. You don't need you need another freaking killer in your friends list. You just need somebody who wants to be there for you, man. That's it.
Well, what an individual, man. I mean, he said he was here to muck people up, Logan, and that's exactly what he did. But after all that trash talk, you see a very humble but very calculated killer, you know, in that interview.
I really like his, approach to the game. It was interesting to hear that, you know, he had to take some time to really reacquaint with why he loved playing just games in general, but specifically competitive Street Fighter 5. And I think a lot of people can benefit from that. You know,
big time.
Again, he's a player that isn't focused on the result. He's focused on the journey. You know, he plays to improve, and I think that's something you can kind of take away again from the Japanese players. And he obviously is very much inspired by them. Mentioned Daigo.
Yeah, I love this.
Student of Takedo as well. And you know, look at the way these guys play. They play to improve. They don't play to just I need to get a win today. I want to get a cheap win. Yeah. You know, I'm going to come and gimmick out.
If they win in a gimmicky way, it kind of doesn't count to them.
Yeah, and you kind of see, like, in terms of the Japanese approach to character tiers and stuff, you know, they've always been quite harsh on grapplers and setup-based characters.
Yeah, exactly,
Gimmicky characters,
yeah.
Characters that rely on 50-50s and guessing.
No respect.
Even when there are characters in this game that the 50-50 is definitely death as well. But it's interesting to hear his approach and the way that he talks about the game. It's clearly heavily inspired by that scene and that culture. He's on the journey of just getting better. He wants to just be better.
And that journey you reference has allowed him to identify some of the gaps that he's needed to fill, that he feels have allowed him to get better, right? You know, he said, like, interestingly enough, he said, like, you can't win this alone, you know? And when he said that, I was listening to the interview, I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, you need a scene around you, I guess, you know? You need training partners. Yeah, obviously. But then he's like, you know, you need family, you need support, you need friends. And, like, maybe not for everyone that's a necessary ingredient, but he knows for him that's the step towards what's allowed him. So I love the way he breaks things down psychologically, even with, and respectfully, the way he kind of broke down Alex Myers. As much as I'm a big fan of Alex Myers, what he said isn't necessarily untrue, right? Alex Myers is a very capable player. I don't know if he has that mental killer instinct that you need to win events like this. And he kind of like broke that down. If you look at the way he then played the second set, it was all about attacking the psychological, you know, positioning of Alex Myers after that reset. So I think he's a strategist. He's also a very talented player. He's got that old school fundamental style, but he's also able to adapt to the newer times with a little bit of crazy, a little bit of wildness in there as well. A great blend, and he's ever improving. Like I said, I saw this guy really struggle to get anything on Punk for a long time, and then all of a sudden he's able to take games off guys like that, and he's dominating in his local scene when he shows up. So yeah, really impressed with the journey he's been on and how he's been able to perform this weekend. Deserved champion.
I want to highlight as well, you mentioned that, you know, you can't do it by yourself, you need people. I know it's like a little bit cheesy.
Logan gonna say something cheesy?
I'm gonna be a little bit cheesy. I'm not gonna say anything.
All right, go on then.
Let's run the clip. Let's run the clip that he posted of his family watching that grand finals. Because you know what? I woke up.
I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen this.
Let's throw this clip in.
Come on in.
And then we'll talk about it. Beautiful, beautiful clip.
smart, Mikey. Play smart. Play smart. Oh, come on. And then a little bit of being scared right there. I like the jab and jab plus.
Come on, yes! Okay. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Keep going. You're gonna win this! You're gonna win this! No!
Wow. Even a cold-hearted schmuck like you, Logan, would be softened by such an amazing scene. I can't believe I missed that. I mean, it's got tons of retweets. That was so genuine, so real. And you couple that with the fact that, as he said, he's not seen his family for ages.
Yeah.
That must have brought a tear to his eye, that kind of support and happiness, especially from a culture that traditionally, as he says, you want to go and become a lawyer or go and become a doctor. You don't play video games. You know? Suddenly they're there, all getting behind him in this amazing moment. That's a great clip. Thanks for showing that, Logan. Good show.
Yeah, I think it's relevant. It shows you that. Just watching it again now on the laptop. That it's just pure happiness. It's lovely. And it's great to have something that you can show to the people that don't get it. I'm sure you've been through that. Why are you spending all them hours playing the thing?
I still go for it today.
Why are you
very rarely when I play.
Why are you? This is why. And they can understand that. He said, when you first bring home the check of blah blah blah, whatever it is,
you
can make
50?
money. I don't know if you watch Netflix, but it's like watching the Queen's Gambit. Have you seen that?
I've seen a bit of that. Yeah.
So the girl gets into
chess player,
chess and what have you, and she wins her first tournament. It's in the 40s, I think. So she brings back like $100, and her foster parent is like, oh.
Ooh.
When you can win money doing this?
Really?
Okay, cool. Yeah, good. Let's go. Support. And I think sometimes you need those.
It's like when all the parents went and bought Fortnite when those teenagers won.
Yeah.
And they were like, no school today, guys. Come on. Play Fortnite, kids. Come on. You can do this. Come on. You can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, genuinely, there's a whole world out there. And the interesting thing for me, I'm pretty sure a bunch of people who retweeted that tweet, and this is the crazy thing about the Street Fighter universe, as much as it's a universal language penetrating countries all over the world, there's still a massive sector of people who don't know that there's this whole scene attached to this game.
No, of course not.
Tons of them. And they actually love the game.
Yeah.
I was speaking to some people at work who are like massive, like, oh, I grew up on this game. I love this game inside out. There's even a barbershop down the road.
Everyone's like that.
From where we are right
Everyone's
now,
like that.
where they've got a Street Fighter on their shutter. Like it's a Street Fighter stage with Ryu throwing a fireball and Blanka. I'm pretty sure that guy doesn't know that there's a whole freaking.
These two people behind us on the wall are definitely as recognizable as a lot of comic book characters.
Big time.
Definitely.
Big time.
And if you look at what Disney and Marvel have done in the last 10 plus years or whatever, obviously that's just gone off into the stratosphere.
Yeah, that's like a different league now,
15 years ago, just because of how big the franchise is, pretty sure everybody that grew up with a Super Nintendo or a Sega would know who these two characters are. And they understand, there's two characters on the screen, they're fighting each other, the life bar goes down, KO, you win, you lose. It's a very simple concept, right?
And this is the thing that the family was able to enjoy every intense moment.
They don't know what's going on.
They don't need to know the details.
They just want to see the guy win,
Exactly.
and that's the fun of it. I love that, and it was quite touching. But some really really great insight from Samurai. I could listen to him talk
I want to talk to him about Daigo SF4. There's like stuff that he noticed. I'm really
Evil
curious.
Rio,
Yeah, I'd love to hear about that. We could probably talk all day, but anyway, that's a
he had a
separate
really
topic.
interesting. Yeah, but even then, like he had some interesting comments about Street Fighter 4, in that he felt like Street Fighter 4 was easier to win in because of the control that you had.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The control wasn't as accessible.
Yeah.
But
that's like an arbitrary barrier, right? Once you
Yes.
have the time and the means.
Exactly.
To
Once you
unlock
get that
it,
control, you don't really lose to people who don't have it. Very rarely, you know, in Street Fighter 4, which actually makes Street Fighter 5, in my opinion, the hardest Street Fighter by some distance to be consistent in.
Yeah, the consistency is
consistency is way less
and we've
accessible.
seen that this year. We've seen it
Dude,
this
that's
year.
why I'm so impressed when I see there was a period where Takedo was just winning. There was a period where Punk was just winning. Every time I see a period like that, I'm mind blown.
Bonchan
had a spell like that as well.
like
Bonchan,
back to back premieres and super premieres.
So impressive in this game. In 4, I could see it, but in this game, blimey, that's impressive.
And even in 4, it wasn't really that common.
No,
You had people
I think
that kind
Momochi probably had the best
they wanna
streak and
runs.
infiltration for a while.
Cien had a good year. He was getting a lot of wins, but even then, as soon as he won Evo,
but
had to face Daigo in that first attempt. We remember what happened there.
Oh my god, yeah, of course. No matter what the game is, a long set is always different from a short set, Logan, right? But what was interesting there is, and you did get randomed out in 4, of course, but when they'd lose, it would be to another top player 9 times out of 10, you know? But in 5, that consistency is, you know, I mean, we just saw Chris CCH absolutely destroy Prototype. Like, it wasn't even close, like, with respect to Prototype. He clearly knows the match really well. And JB, he lost really badly to those two guys. But arguably the most consistent player in Street Fighter 5, right? Punk was unable to get that kind of. And I know there was external factors playing a part, but still, this is where Street Fighter 5 is really hard to show that consistency in.
Yeah, every competent player is dangerous.
Yes,
in Street Fighter 5,
exactly.
But we know that Samurai is both competent and dangerous. He is qualified as well, which is the most important thing.
Actually, a nice addition. I know it's another Akuma, but it's a nice addition to the
well.
finals. Oh, is there an Akuma qualified?
I don't think there is.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Wait, the first Akuma? No, that can't be right.
As far as I'm aware.
Let's double check that later. We'll check afterwards.
That is coming up. Actually, we are going to be looking ahead at Capcom Cup 2020.
My goodness. Wow.
It's time to take another short break. I know you love them. We're going to be back on the other side with this man's wonderful insight with F-Words analysis, the last analysis on the last event of the season. We're also going to be looking ahead, as I said, at Capcom Cup 2020. The pools are out. We know the groups. And, of course, who is going to be that 20th person? Who is going to be the 20th player at Capcom Cup? The vote's open. We're going to be talking about that as well. We will see you on the other side of this short break. Don't go anywhere. It's Fighting Words here on Capcom Fighters. Last show of the year. Join us. We'll be back in a bit.
The curtain falls.
I'll take you downtown. That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go. That's that.
Terrific wing! Go beyond the battle.
Get ready.
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go.
Disappear! Kneel! You do not have the strength to crush the spirit of the king.
Alright! I really like to exercise. And training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death. 5 insect.
Pull out all the stuff.
Hadouken! Witness the power of the continental. This is the power of the king.
Paraneuro device expansion completed. Pseudo-personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Dawn unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Dawn unit 0. Activated.
Well, Julie, who is a piece of junk? You idiot! Show me everything. Show me everyone. Show me everything.
Installed.
Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the content engine. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Fighting Words here on Capcom Fighters, the last Fighting Words of the season, and that also means it is time for the last F-Words analysis of the season.
I'm gonna miss this. Do enjoy this segment. I do, yeah. Love digging in deep, and also just theorizing, because sometimes I might be wrong. Maybe the player was thinking of something else, but I love just sitting there.
Well, it's as
with
much
you,
for
Logan.
us as it is for everybody else watching. It's nice to dive in and pull apart some different matchups. We had a lot of really interesting matchups this weekend as well.
Some really unique ones. I'm pretty sure we saw for the first time ever a V-trigger that we've never seen in top 8, and we'll never ever see again in a top 8 as well. So massive shout out to the guys who came through, the underdogs, and made their run in. Some of them had some really good highlights. I'll pick out 1 or 2 of those as well through this segment. Yeah,
well, as you know, F-Words analysis here every week on the show. Femi picks out some of the moments that he wants to look at a little bit more in depth. We kind of postulate and pull apart, analyze, obviously, what's been going on, trying to work out what's either going through the players' minds in these instances, or what tech or strategy they're bringing to the matchup.
Or sometimes just to be impressed, right?
Or just to have a little bit of a laugh sometimes as well.
Exactly.
Sometimes,
well, well, we've had some fantastic standout guys this season, Logan. I hope we do see them again. Shout out Cavaludo and Juninho. Amazing. Probably my favourite analysis segments. I know you weren't the biggest fan, but I could do that. I could do that stuff all day. But also, sometimes just call out fantastic reads and just say, hey, what a ballsy read, or look what happened here. And that's exactly what we're going to start with, actually.
All right, then what we got?
Not too detailed in terms of
serious business.
How
let me take it seriously.
Oh, here he goes. Here he goes, mate. Here he goes. Yeah. No, but I want to talk a bit about, obviously, now I don't want to downplay the hate of the character, because I'm one of the hate army.
Yeah.
I cannot stand Honda. But we have to give a massive shout out to Prototype for what he done to get there, and of course, in a massive win he got on the way with Punk to get his place in that top 8. But man, was this an anti-Honda clinic that he was on the receiving end of.
So we were postulating, right, about which character Chris CCH was going to use, and I didn't think it was going to be Seth, because I think this matchup's specifically difficult for Seth against Honda. The errant damage that you can just hold in neutral, the chip builds up. If you try and
we're going to see some SFL Japan later, and I'm not sure I agree with that, but I've heard that as well. I've heard a lot of people feel that.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say Storm Kubo's Honda was at the top. Anyway, but Chris CCH had Guile, definitely beats Honda.
Yep.
Free. G, who I think really does dominate Honda.
I think G beats Honda, yeah.
I think he dominates Honda.
I think he really locks him down.
Yeah.
Like, Honda has to overextend a lot, I feel.
But he went for Sakura, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, and I said I only said this just because of what I'd seen people talking about, and Honda's complaining about the Sakura matchup. Honestly, Logan, I need to dig a bit deeper and understand why it's a matchup they don't favour. But Chris CCH going for the Sakura in this tells us also that it's obviously one that the Hondas aren't too fond of, and he went for this matchup. But not only did he utilise what Sakura has in the matchup, but he completely shut down all that knowledge check stuff that Hondas tend to do. He didn't only shut it down, but he was like, it was almost like he was saying to the world watching this, like, this is how you beat this annoying character, because it is a very annoying character to
I'd
fight
sign
against.
up for those classes.
Yeah, right?
I would definitely sign up for those classes.
So, I mean, we're going to skip straight to the end here. He's already 2-0 up, but we're going to play this throughout, right? So he's 2-0 up. He's dominating like crazy. I think he's lost one round at this point. And you're going to see he's going to get this opportunity to activate shortly. And when he does, man, there's a momentum change. I like this from Prototype. I love this little jab. He did that a few times. Caught Punk with that a few times as well. That minus and jab. There's a little whiff punish with that stand like it to get some momentum going. Look at this read, Logan. Oh, he tried to back. That's where are you going? Ow.
There's damage left on the table for that as well.
And that's not even matchup specific, right? That's just a sick read. He just said, you're going to try and backdash. You've backdashed out my throw a few times. And he went for the maximum damage.
I think Naumann hits one of those this week on SFL as well.
He does.
It just looks. Those juggles look sick.
Yeah, I can't remember it, but I'm going to look at it now later because Sakura. Oh yes, I remember the one you're on about. Yeah. Yes, I do. Why does that do so much damn damage? But it continues on. Because obviously I think at this point he's at match point. So let the clip roll on, and you'll see how fast this round is. And this is literally what the whole set was. He corners him instantly, right, and then he starts forcing him to make a move with this stand heavy punch. And watch how he just waits now. Look, I knew you were going to do that. I made you do that. You know why? Because you play Honda.
Do you know what? He did that last round as well. As soon as he got any kind of daylight, that EX butt splash just came out immediately. Just trying to break out of the corner.
And why not? It's a ridiculously good move. The hitbox is humongous. The follow-up is safe or plus if in front. This is why the Honda players do that. But what everyone's starting to pick up on, and what Punk was quite unfortunate, because I saw him try to do a reversal on one of them earlier in his set, is that, okay, Honda, this is a strategy that's worked for the last few months, but we're starting to figure you out now, Yeah. And Chris CCH just completely shut Prototype down that whole set. I'm surprised he even stuck with Honda for the set. After the 2 games, I thought he might change. It was just so one-sided. But still credit to him. Fantastic to get to that finals. But thank you, Chris CCH, for showing us a little bit of how to deal with a character that everyone's kind of complaining about. And I think David said it best. The character is super frustrating, but there are glaring weaknesses that you do your homework. Yeah,
massively
you start to really understand how to shut him down. And Chris CCH showed that. Yeah. And a great run from Chris CCH as well, by the way. We'll see a bit more from him later. Moving on, though, in the set, we also had...
We're keeping it with CCH, aren't we?
Yeah, but this is more a funny moment to call out. So I like to call out funny and cool moments. I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was Liang Herb on YouTube. It used to release these funny and cool moments across Marvel.
Oh, Liang Hu BB, yeah.
Liang Hu BB, that's it. And this would have definitely made the cut, because this is just, when this happened, I said to myself, Chris CCH is making grand finals. Because when something like this happens, it's like, you're destined, right? So look, massive shout out to Nigel, by the way.
Yeah.
Really deserved top 8 performer. Really came through and had some really good sets. Took Alex Myers to he lost 3-1, but he took him to the wire with the matches that he did win. I really enjoyed watching his Bison play. Here he is, 1-1 now with Chris CCH. Vital moment, about to go 2-1 up, Logan. And let's let this play out. You'll see why I've picked this. And it's not really an analysis segment. It's more like, let's enjoy the drama of how this ends up.
A real punish on that back dash out of the commander. Oh.
Here we go. He's gonna. Oh, that's an interesting one. He does a walk forward neutral jump to bait the throw. There's the grab. All right, that's actually the end of it.
Ooh.
That was your mistake. Check this out. You should be dead, but you know what? Oh, the bomb's there, mate. No, it saved him. Kept him alive. So that opportunity's gone begging.
Yes.
And a very rare occurrence there for you, seeing a V-Trigger 2 being used to great effect on a rare occasion.
V-Trigger 2, if you need one hit to finish the round off,
or if you got CA, maybe,
it's sick, because he basically had to eat the corner mix-up of is it going to be a cross-up light kick or the axe kick in front?
Yeah,
but he had to take it mid-screen for the game. And
also it's like it's a genuine. You can't react on sight. You're guessing as much as a lot of people would like to think. Oh no, I could have. Like, you're kind of guessing because the timing is just it's too quick. So yeah, we're going to move on. There's a few other situations that we want to call out as we got through this top 8, and I've had to leave out a bunch, Logan. I really wanted to call out some others, but I've had to be quite strategic with our time here. We've got some other stuff to get through tonight. So moving on. Alex Myers came into this grab. I mean, look at that, Logan. He came so on it. He was on it. He even tweeted before he said, what was his comment? He said, let's do this, let's just take this. He really took this set to Samurai. Like, this was a clean sweep. It was 3-0, and I love Samurai's interview earlier of where he was mentally during this and how he leveraged his experience to overcome this uphill battle that Alex Myers had put him in, That back heavy kick you saw there to the Demon Flip, he did that 3 times, I believe, up to this stage. He also anti-aired a lot of jumps with stand light kick, air to airs. So when the ground game was going bad for Akuma, this is a great thing about playing Akuma, you've got that jump variation option. But Myers was just ready for a lot of the stuff that was coming. Having said that, despite that hitting, this stuff is data for an Akuma player, right? Despite losing. Essentially, it's data. So we move on to the next part of the set here, and you see kind of like another thing that won Alex Myers this set is there was a bad habit that Samurai kept doing. Now, I don't know if he was doing it kind of like, if he knew he was doing it, well, I'm guessing he didn't, but I don't know if Myers was setting this up on purpose, but about 3 or 4 times, he gets him in the corner, and as you see this play out, right, and he hits him with a few block strings, keeps him there, and then he just backs away. And every time he backed away, Logan, like every time he does this little back away, Samurai throws a fireball for some reason. It was just a bad habit that he had. And the punish was always a preemptive jump forward. Like, he's anti-aired another jump in there as well, looking out for that stuff. There it is. That happened so many times in that first set. I think 3 or 4 times. Is
he looking for like
fireball activate
Ken
to catch a
fireball
button?
Activate? Yeah.
Maybe. It might be that. Because that's a good option for Akuma. You're in the corner. It's an OS as well, right? So
yeah, especially when
Chun-Li's pressing buttons.
Forward medium punches out there, and you see him pressuring with that and staggering with that.
Exactly. It's that false sense of security that he puts him in when he backs away.
And I'm starting to see more and more Akumas like suffer from that. We saw it last week.
Yes. Yep.
We saw it last week as well, where Panda was punished for trying to sweep activate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was. I love that. That was really good.
I'm starting to. I know how you want to activate Akuma, and you can't do it from full screen away. So you've only got really 2 options. You've got, low forward fireball. You've got sweep, and you've got
just raw.
Fireball from close enough, all those things put you in risk.
They all carry some risk, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is good. It was a good change from Capcom to take.
Of course
that.
it was.
Really good change.
Full screen red fireball activate was ridiculous.
So brain dead, way too OD. And now he's got to take some risk, and we're seeing the highest level players are able to exploit that risk before it happens. So yeah, that was great play from Alex Myers. And you know what, let's keep it with the grand finals, because of course Alex Myers did a fantastic job in that first set, but unfortunately it was heartbreak for him in the end. We've seen the highlights, and Samurai was able to take it. What allowed him to do that? This is a guy who really digs deep. You can see in his interview when he talks about Daigo how much he analyzes play and strategy, psychological warfare. So there's a bunch of things that we're not going to know that he's obviously adjusted to. But what I was able to pick up on that was really quite fun to watch and also quite hilarious, because I've been taking the mick out of all my Akuma player friends, is Akuma's jump game is just OD, man.
Yeah, so you kind of mentioned when we were talking before that you noticed that Samurai was having no joy with the air approach.
Yeah,
right?
None.
So rather than just, I'll back off from that.
Yeah.
I'm getting put in a mix-up after the anti-air.
Exactly.
I'm taking all of that. Let me just focus on the ground, use some medium kick, fireball, walk speed, low forward, all of that good. No. No. We're just going to take to the air.
This is it.
And mix you up some more.
This is it. So we're in the new set now, right? Picking it up. And this is where we start seeing the adjustment from Samurai. Yeah, I'm just going to start jumping more, Alex, I mean, look, he's whipping out the light DPs now as well. This is that psychological warfare he mentioned, right? He's getting in his head and he's seeing, how strong are you mentally? Can you handle my change-up right now? Look at this. Another demon flip. He's not ready for the anti-air this time. That gets his momentum to continue on to the corner and try and close out this round. So not only is he whipping out light DPs in your strings, he's also doing more demon flips than he was doing before.
Great for your reversal as well.
Right? I love that reversal, because that's a good setup from Chun-Li that can get some momentum.
Yeah.
A very rare heavy punch whiff punish there. It was kind of a wish punish. He'd pressed that prior. And he gets his first game in the set. He's 3-0 down at this point. That was quite a dominant final round for that first game. He's made some significant adjustments here, Logan. What's more important is, and this is the thing that a lot of people watching don't realise, is where are you as Alex Myers when that happens, right? You got hit by a light DP, you got hit by a few jump-ins that you were anti-airing correctly earlier. If you're Alex Myers and you're telling yourself, oh, I was anti-airing those jump-ins earlier, I just need to get back in the zone where I can do that again, you're going to die, right? And unfortunately, that's pretty much what happens to Myers. He kind of starts second-guessing himself. And where he blocks a lot of these demon flips, I think it's a good idea to do that. But, the sequence continues and he starts falling into the habit of trying to challenge.
Yes.
And if you're trying to challenge on reaction in SF5, just pure reaction, 9 out of 10 times you're going to lose. You need to be challenging on anticipation. That's the game. That's what the best players know how to do. And he wasn't able to anticipate Samurai's approch.
Well, let's look at the options. Let's talk through the options that we kind of have, because you've got.
How long you got? We got all night. I mean, demon flip, bloody hell, mate. Come on.
Well, when he's in V trigger, obviously, the air approach becomes even more complicated.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you can identify whether it's a demon flip or not, that's the first thing. Most top players will. There's a number of times when he would just cancel off the low forward on block into demon flip.
He did that a few times against him in this set.
Yeah. And, depending on what variations, if you try an anti-air with light kick and he does the delayed dive kick, that's going to lose.
Yep.
The back heavy is going to lose to, I think, early palm.
Or I think dive kick can beat it out as well. Do it quite high and it stays up in the air.
Yeah.
The EX one especially.
There's just it's a merry-go-round of options. The thing is, you don't lose a great deal for some of those.
What if you just absorb the jump in?
Yeah.
As the defending player.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you block the air fireball, take the throw, it's fine. You block the palm, it's going to throw you, it's fine. You take the grab, demon flick grab, which he didn't actually go for, I don't think.
No, hardly. Yeah, but then he does introduce it though. I'll talk you through.
Trying a challenge when Akuma's got bar and he's in V trigger and
yeah, the V trigger one is that's a different. I mean, yeah, you're either going to air to air, hopefully, because he's got another one that he started doing. You know what? I'll talk you through it as well.
Okay.
He was so annoying to anticipate. If you're Alex, you're actually super frustrated. Then at the same time,
that's the purpose of it.
That's the purpose, because at the same time, so the next thing he does the following round, he does a demon flip sweep.
Yeah.
right? Not even the EX one, just a normal one on block. So Alex blocks that. So he lets him jump in, but he blocks it. It's Alex's turn. He does a light DP. So he's not only throwing in a more aggressive jump variation game, but he's also at the same time trying to throw you off mentally. And I love this because he spoke about it in his interview earlier. You know, he said, like, I feel like Alex is a really strong player, but I don't know if he's got that killer instinct or that mental fortitude that you kind of need to really win tournaments like this at this level, right? And Samurai just really, I mean, a player who has that might have been able to overcome this. But this was a genius strategy because it clearly worked. So if I go through the list of what I saw, just what I saw, because there's loads more, in a row, by the way, this is round after round. Demon flip, slide, block, light DP. EX palm in neutral out of nowhere hits. It just suddenly hits him. He just walks into it. He's just like, he's so thrown off now. He starts doing this jump back, and then instant jump air fireball for pressure. So that's VT fireball. So that's already like, fair enough. You're going to absorb that as Alex. You don't really want to challenge the jump in anyway. And then he goes into throwing a demon flip twice in a row. He does demon flip, block stun demon flip again. And then the second one into air fireball hits. He starts throwing jump air fireballs at him. Because he saw him trying to back heavy punch, back heavy kick one of the jump ins. So then Alex loses a chunk of health for doing a back heavy kick to one jump in. And then after that, I mean, it just kept going on and on. There was so much more baits that he threw in there. If you now go to the final part of this, let this play out, you'll see just how he finishes it off. And I was laughing at home talking to Comps on WhatsApp. Comps is a UK player, obviously, who plays Akuma, about this. He has him cornered here eventually, you know. Lovely little whiff punish with that stand medium, but he has him cornered here. Goes in, finally he introduces a demon flip throw, Logan.
Yeah.
And look what he does. He backs away, away. He's like, I'm not going to let you activate. I know you're looking to activate. Then he decides, you know what? I'm going to let you activate. You know why? Because I get a little setup off this. Bang. I mean, again, you weren't ready for that. Throw. Now he backs up again. Jump back. Jump EX fireball. Jump EX demon flip. He's in. He's in. At no point there, in that little 30-second segment, was Alex Myers in any control. And that's no criticism to him. It's just at that point, the strategy that Mikey had employed had already completely thrown Myers off.
The way that he was playing forced Alex Myers to entirely focus on playing a reactive style.
Yeah, he tried.
And a reactive style in Street Fighter V does not work.
No, I agree.
You will lose playing a reactive style.
For those of you guys who don't understand what a reactive style means, it means like trying to react raw. Just raw react.
Like, I'm just going to see what you're doing. Playing reactive is what mid-level players will do online and get super frustrated by the opponent's decision-making. Because it's just not possible to react to everything in this game.
Why was Chris CCH able to block the EX butt splash earlier and then CA in between? There's like a very tiny frame gap there. It's not because he reacted, it's because he anticipated and then reacted. That's how you need to play Street Fighter V.
Exactly.
And what Mikey did there, what Samurai did there, is he made it very difficult for Alex to find himself back in a mental state that would allow him to anticipate in a calm, collective manner and anticipate correctly, because he was anticipating wrong or he was trying to react raw, like you said, and it just went downhill.
And I mean, the psychological power of the demon flip in V-Trigger as well. I want to bring it all the way back, because I'm going to pull up a clip now. We're going to wheel it all the way back to winners finals, because the whiff demon flip palm that you didn't, because look,
this was cold.
He put Myers off of anti-airing.
Yep, he did. Yep.
Yeah. To the point of, okay, you're just going to block the palm and take the throw. All right, let me whiff palm, land, demon, done. Thank you very much.
Got one frame grab,
see you later.
That was cold.
You know, the same way that he's able to just clutch out the demon flip grab there as well. There's these things that Akuma can always do, and it's about, are you going to let it break your mental? Is it going to guard break you mentally? Are you going to lose your focus? Are you going to stop playing the game? Are you going to stop focusing on your strengths? Chun-Li's strengths in the Akuma matchup is she dominates the ground. She does. She owns the ground against Akuma. And you'll see this kind of approach from Akuma players. I'll go back again. This match really stands out in my mind. Tokido against Fudo at NCR 2018. Where
you need to remind me of that one.
It was Akuma versus Birdie.
Oh my God! And he just
Birdie
held up forward.
absolutely murders Akuma on the ground
Yes.
to the point that he can't play neutral with buttons, can't throw fireballs because of bullhorn. I can maybe mix you up a bit with demon flips and jump-ins. That's all I've got. Okay.
It's a mix-up, right?
That's all I've got.
It's crouch medium or bullhorn, right?
Yes.
One beats one, one doesn't beat the other, right?
It's rock, paper, scissors.
Literally.
And Takedo said, I lose here on the ground, but at least I've got rock, paper, scissors in the air.
Yes.
We're going to the air. And that's what Samurai did in this set. I lose on the ground, but at least when I'm in the air, you got to think. And that's exactly what he did, and he closed it out. And that's why Akuma's probably the best character in the game, because when he comes up in matchups that he should lose on paper, stylistically, well, let me just open my toolbox.
Exactly.
And just select this tool now, and this will deal with that.
That's it.
Instead. And, a great display of psychological play from Samurai, really capitalizing on Myers' mental state there.
Yeah, brilliant.
The thing that I will say,
warfare.
and this is nothing to do with analysis of tech or frames or whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking to Myers, obviously he's heartbroken that he got that far.
Yeah.
The thing for me is elite athletes are generally not in control of whether they win and lose on demand, right? Maybe in combat sports, maybe in boxing. Boxing's probably like one of the only places where elite athletes are genuinely in control. But if you look at basketball, our football, NFL, UFC, MMA, people can't win on demand. Like, that consistency is not there. It's elusive. It's a myth.
Yeah,
the
it's very
idea
hard to
of
maintain,
the idea of I can be so good that I will win all the time. What you can do,
Yeah, as long as I do this, and this, I win. Actually, there's a number of factors that can interrupt.
what you can do is put yourself in a position where you have the opportunity to win, and then just hope it's your day. And that's really what I look at the Japanese players as doing. No one's really winning everything, but you look at top 8. It's the same man.
Yeah.
Is it going to be my weekend? I need to be there. I need to be in it to win it. And if Myers is good enough to get himself there, he needs to be like, look, I just need to focus on getting there again.
Yeah.
Because eventually it'll be my turn to win. And if I'm the guy that's consistently showing up to the dance, eventually it's going to be my day. And I think that's an important thing to take away from it.
He can't let go of what he achieved. It's very hard for a guy with a winning mentality to accept. Give it a week or two. Once the salt has worn off, he cannot let go of the progress he made this weekend. I've never seen his Cammy do that. His Cammy was always good, but I've never seen him do that. His Chun-Li looked against a guy that generally beats him, like, on paper, right? He really, really took it to in the winners final. And in the first set of the grand finals, he really took it to Samurai, and the run he went on to get here as well. So this pool of characters he's got now, it's really his optimal path. So take away all the positives. You can get yourself here again. I'll definitely see Alex Myers winning a major next year or two if he continues.
He needs to keep in that form, man.
Exactly.
Strong.
Exactly.
That's it from us in terms of analysis time. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back on the other side. Capcom Cup 2020. All of the players that can qualify through gameplay are there. We're going to be taking a look at how Capcom Cup looks at the moment, and also a look at the public vote that is open right now. Some familiar faces and some surprising names in the mix. Really looking forward to this one. We're going to be back on the other side. We'll talk to you about Capcom Cup 2020.
I'll take you downtown. Boom! That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go. That's that.
Terrific wing! beyond the battle.
Get ready!
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go!
Disappear! Kneel! You do not have the strength to crush the spirit of the king.
Alright! I really like to exercise. And skating is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff!
Hadouken! Witness the power of the continental. This is the power of the king.
Paraneuro device expansion completed. Pseudo-personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Dawn unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Dawn unit 0. Activate.
Well, Julie, who is a piece of junk? You idiot! Show me everything. Show me everyone. Show me everything.
Install.
Show me something worth taking. Your Data is now useless. Witness the power of the content engine. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Welcome back to this, the final installment of the season of our beloved Fighting Words. Myself, F-Word, and Logan Sama taking you guys through what has been an emphatic weekend with the final qualifier in open play, I must say, making it in Samurai, and that wholesome clip we saw earlier, really warming my heart. But Logan, obviously Idom takes up the other place. That makes 19 with Samurai qualifying last weekend. There's a little more to talk about though, isn't there? You know, because these guys are now already in position where they can see their groups, and we are in the process now of finding out who that final person is going to be to make up the 20.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, Samurai goes into Group D alongside Angry Bird, Cien, and Jarlesh. But the fifth and final spot in that Group D will actually go to the community vote winner.
Yes, yes it will.
Which is open right now. It's open until, where's the date? The 18th of December. So you've got a while, got about a month. It closes at 2 p.m. by the way, PST on the 18th of December. So don't mess around. Don't be like some people last week who thought that they put their application in.
Who's that? Who are we talking about there, mate?
And in the end, they weren't.
Are you trying to say there's some people out there that are all muscles and no brains, mate? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say such a thing.
That's not a nice thing to say, Logan.
That's what you'd say.
No, I wouldn't say that to someone that big. Never.
Exactly. No. Don't wait around until the last minute. Get your registration in for the votes, of course. But before we talk about the votes in detail, because it's really interesting to see how it's going. Obviously, you can check it out.
Yeah.
It's capcom.us/CC vote.
And if you don't know that already, then what the hell are you doing, mate? Get behind your guy now.
Capcom.us/CC vote. See if we can put a graphic up or something. That's where you go to vote. But let's talk about the format of Capcom Cup this year.
Yes.
Because for me, this is the biggest upside of the Pro Tour for me this year.
But we've had arguments about this format for a long time. I thought you hated this format.
I hate this format.
As a TO.
I hate this format when it's pools in a regional monthly event.
And you got like random
Johnny Donuts versus
Dictator
Shin
257
Hadouken 420.
And he's playing Dalsim or something like that, and he's terrible.
That's what I hate.
Yeah.
This is basically the Football World Cup.
This is the best format when you have the best players in the world in one room. I think.
Exactly. So we've got 20 players. They are broken down into 4 pools, 5 each. They will be playing a round robin.
Round the robin. That's the format we're referring to, guys, if you're not familiar.
Which means we see all of these players in the pool play everybody else.
Exactly.
That means everyone plays 4 games, not potentially 2. There's no 0-2s.
No such thing.
Everyone gets to show their stuff. They've earned their spot, and they're going to be able to make the most of it. I'm looking forward to this format. This, for me, is the best part of the Capcom Pro Tour this year. Everyone's going to show why they're meant to be there. They get the chance to prove themselves. And we just get more games.
Yes, we get loads more games.
Like that.
All high level.
It's going to be brilliant.
Champions v champions.
And the benefit is, now that we know all of this, not only can the players train, the players can practice. They know exactly who they're going to have to play, all 4 matches that they're going to have to play to qualify for a top 8, because, of course, top 2 in the final standings of each group will progress to a top 8. But we will know who they're going to play, and it means that we can do research, we can put together stats, we can really delve deep in the next couple of months as to whenever Capcom Cup happens. Lots of opportunity to do some really interesting production-based stuff. One of the things that you can't do before Capcom Cup is talk about matches past the first round, because we don't know what's going to happen. Big upsets, anything could go.
And it happens every
year. You can't talk to the players about matches past the first. With this, I imagine in my head, I envisage a Capcom Cup production in which there's VT before every single match. I can find out exactly what IDOM thinks about going up against Nephew. What's their history like? How are you going to be approaching? Which character do you think he's going to use? All of that stuff. You can get that all in there. That great insight. We can allow the players to show a bit more personality, and it helps inform us and the viewers. This format is great for a finals.
It's attention to detail, Logan. This is exactly what it is. We have the other side of it, which is like an Evo, right? Which is just a beautiful, unique event.
It's just a spectacle.
Right, because you got, 5,000 players in the first Street Fighter 5? DBFZ had a similar number for the first one there.
I mean, they're still getting over 2,500 now, I think.
Yeah, for overall attendees, right? So just a crazy amount of, just for Street Fighter, it's 2,500, right? Yeah, when I made a top 100, that was 2,700 people there. Just saying, still a loser. Anyway.
Hey, Whaley, how you doing, mate? Yeah.
Not funny. I'll get you back, Whaley. Anyway, but yeah, that is beautiful and unique for those reasons, right? That you got all these people having this experience that they've waited and trained a whole year for, but it could be anyone, right? But in the end,
it's like an endurance race.
Exactly. You get a couple dark horses and surprise players like Moke's breakout performance, but this is a top player you just weren't aware of. In the end, it's usually the the top guys that we know you're going to see for years to come who are in that top 16, top 32. What I love about this format is it takes away that, which is a shame, right? Because you love that golden any guy can win. But we've had that with the qualifiers, right? Suddenly, you've got a format that is truly true. And I think the Japanese will like this too. This is a true, accurate way to understand who the best player is within each group and going into a top 8 to see who the best is on the day. It's a very, very strong way. And it's good for the players.
Yeah.
It's fantastic for us. There's loads of matchups that when I see a top 32 and I'm like, oh, I wonder how he would have done against him. But because you only really get to see, I mean, Fujimura went 0-2 at the last Capcom Cup, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really excited
Or
to see.
even, you know, on a commentary side, we can look at, I know exactly the matches that we're going to see.
Yep.
I can study.
Exactly.
I don't have to study every match. I can really focus on...
You know exactly.
I can really focus on these matches, not... I'm on stream and Fang's playing against Alex.
Now we know
seen it
ahead of time, right? You know,
not seen it, not putting work into that. I'll see it once in a blue moon. This, though, you know, we can really go in, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, needless to say, no Fangs or Alex's in our...
Let's take a look at... Well, Daigo might pull out his Fang. You never know.
He's doing all right. I think he's learned the hard way.
All right, Group A. It includes the Capcom Cup champion, the reigning champion, Idom. He's going up against Kaba out of Central America, SKZ out of Southeast Asia, Nephew out of North America West, and Takamura. One of 3 Akumas in the tournament.
Yes, we did say earlier.
We're like, Takedo's not in there. There's none. There's none. Yeah, this guy called Takamura won in Europe.
Yes.
I think
we should know that guy. Yeah,
and Jawa, of course, in Group B.
And arguably Angry Bird as well. You know, right? Still got
in
one
the
in his
distant
pocket.
past, smoky past. Infectious used Akuma once at a tournament as well.
Oh, come on, that's not the same thing.
I'm sure Mena can use Akuma.
He definitely can. He's whipped out his Akuma in tournament. Yeah,
exactly.
It looks similar to his Though, unfortunately. We'll see if it gets better over time. Shout out, Mena. You know you're my guy, man. All right, what are we saying?
Yeah, so Idom is coming to the tournament with that pairing of Laura and Poison. That is a very strong pairing. That is reminiscent of the Guile Mika pairing that Do won the first Capcom Cup.
Yes, it's a brilliant pairing.
Does a lot of
and
work. He's
Poison
equally as
got
dangerous.
better as well.
He's equally as dangerous.
You know, he's such a difficult player to play against. Idom when he gets in the zone.
Carbo, we know what we're going to get with Carbo. It's going to be Guile.
It's going to be refreshing for him to play Guile the whole way through. That's going to be a nice feeling for him. Although I feel like he might have a sub in his pocket after the
his Ryu's definitely got some practice.
I don't know about the Ryu, but he might have picked up another one after that banning.
We've got SKZ coming through the Seth, the first Seth to qualify.
Yes, yeah. Put him
definitely going to be... I'm really interested to see how SKZ grows off the back of being involved in SFL, because he hasn't been in that environment before, ever, for a fighting game. Maybe he has for Dota, but he never has done before for a fighting game. He would have only grown from the experience of being at SFL.
You could argue
Team All In.
And you could argue that the SFL experience with All In is at least somewhat reminiscent to like a Dota situation, because it's teams, right? You know, which is something you maybe can relate to. But this is going to be quite unique, and I think he will take away from it some serious positives. But this is where you really see, is he ready for this big step up? I think he is. Look, I was really impressed with him at SFL, by the way. You know. He played like himself, didn't seem nervous, made some bad strategic decisions, but so far so good from what I've seen. So I think he'll play to his best ability.
Nephew, who is doing it for the household, Pink for Pink.
And listen, Nephew, let's not forget, Nephew's been for a long time, and I'm going to take some credit again, Logan, because I did say it many years ago. I saw Nephew at EVO 2016 or 2017. I said, this is the next kid to look out for. It took a while to come to fruition, but this year we have seen this guy ascend. You know, that household setup he's got now with Punk, you know, it's clearly those two are just growing stronger and stronger as they play together. And he's just hit another level, banishing his demons as well, beating matchups where he was struggling to win in the past, becoming a real tactician. This is a guy that could be a dark horse for this tournament, I must say, Logan.
Final name on that list is Takamura, who is going to be terrifying for everybody.
I think Takamura is a massive, massive problem for anyone in this tournament.
I think so.
Because on his day, he'll turn up and he'll 4-0 Takedo.
Yeah.
You know? You just don't know what you're going to get with this guy. He's got extreme raw talent.
I think we know what we're going to get now. I don't think it's even a surprise
you
anymore.
never know what you're going to get. That's the problem with him. It's like, okay, well, you know what you're going to get, but you just can't prepare for it, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
That
Rebel
style that he
Kumite.
brings.
What a performance that was.
There you go. Yeah. Such a strong player. So, man, I can't believe that's just one group, Logan. What
That's
we got
one
next?
Group B is Jawa out of China. We saw him qualify very recently. Picoro out of South America. Daigo Umehara, East Asia 1 champion. DR Mandrake, the first man in from North America.
Set it up, baby.
And Phenom, representing Eastern Europe and the Middle East. This is a very strong pool. And once again, fate has put Daigo and Phenom together.
Yes, it has.
In the same pool.
Let's see if Phenom whips out a command grab character just so he can grab the hell out of him on this occasion. We'll see. Some really interesting matchups here. I'm really keen to see how Picoro does in this scenario because obviously it's been very dramatic for him in the past, you know, qualifying before and not being able to go. He's finally here. He's in a group with some legends of the game, I must say, especially Daigo.
He had a good account for himself in 2018 when he was there, obviously, as you mentioned, referring to in lieu of crossover, he couldn't attend Capcom Cup.
Yep.
Picoro came through and represented and looked, you know, he looked strong.
He looked strong. His matches were very close.
And he looked strong in his qualification as well, doing it down there in South America in the first event. Coming through against the army of boxers and Balrogs in cross-continental connections. He's going to be loving playing offline.
I'm really interested
Daigo.
Daigo, can we pause on Daigo? Because
Yes.
I want to talk about that properly. But Gioa and Mandrake, right?
Yeah.
This is, so Gioa, the most traveled fighting game player in the world, right? Without question. He's been to every country you can think of and entered any tournament you can think of. This is a massive step up, though, however. This guy has spent the last, Logan, from Street Fighter 4, this guy has traveled all over the world trying to qualify for Capcom Cup. Finally.
Qualifies from his bedroom.
He's qualified from his bedroom, right? The irony of that. But is this too big? How big a step up is this for him? He's finally there. Is he going to rise to the occasion or is he going to crumble? That's what I want to see because that's actually a viable question for someone who's...
Well, he's stepping up with Poison, which has definitely made a difference for him. You know, and he's shown in that China tournament that he's picking tools for a job. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Daigo, man. Not to skim over everybody else, but Daigo and Phenom is the one that I want to see there.
And Daigo
I want to see
Daigo.
I want to see which Daigo shows up. He's got months to prep now. I also want to see what Phenom turns up. Phenom is an interesting one, right? Because he's going to be putting in some really good work, some really solid work. It's going to be on PS4 though, so that's
a lot of his work is going to be null and void.
Yeah.
But it's good for him as well because he I think for him this season was a bit of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
He was in a significant character crisis at the start of the season. A lot of people forget that he wasn't really sold on carrying, and he was still diddy-daddling with a bunch of other characters. He's had all this time, and it's kind of like off-season before this was announced. And this guy's always online trying new characters. He had like 2-week period where he was playing Cammy for crying out loud. And I think he's at a stage now, and if he's not, he will be come this, where he knows who he's going to pick for each one of those guys in that group.
Absolutely, looking forward to that. Group C, we see the Australian champion Rumours, the first ever Australian at Capcom Cup, and the only Cody
Let's get in there, mate.
Only Cody ever to make it to a Capcom Cup. He's going to be going up against Mena RD out of Central America, Gachikun out of East Asia, the second Japanese player there. Maybe not the last. Depends how the voting goes. We'll talk about that.
Agreed.
Smug
the Beast.
Oh, that's going to be good and infectious. This is a fantastic
group. What a group.
A lot of interesting matchups, a lot of good character variety in this group, and some real scientists.
And a lot of international representation as well. What I love about this Capcom Cup is because the qualifications are regionalized. You can see multiple nations will be getting behind Rumours in this group, reaching out to him to help him out for the Mena RD matches, the Gachikun matches, little habits they may have picked up just watching them, they're going to be doing that. But it's going to be the exact same thing for Mena, carrying that Dominican Republic flag on his back as the next champion too. There's so many factors that are playing part here that make me so excited to see this come down. And this is the beauty of how it's gone down this season with the regionalization and having so many variable varied countries represented in this Capcom Cup finals.
Yeah, speaking to rumours in his interview, he was a very studious player as well. He's really looking forward to studying tapes and putting together insight and knowledge about his opponents, but also trying to make the most out of the unfamiliarity of his character, because, as you said, first Cody ever to qualify for Capcom Cup.
Indeed.
There are not a lot of Codys out there doing the thing.
And there's definitely none I've seen playing the way he plays it. And he said that. He said, what are you going to do? Watch a bunch of Hoji videos? I play completely different to that guy. So they got to prepare. Listen, we can't gloss over this group without talking about our guy flying that flag. Infectious from Manchester.
He's got the prep time.
He has.
He's got the training time. He's got the time to sit down with his training group, break everything down. He knows exactly what he's doing against all four of these players.
Before this tournament,
he knows exactly how he's going to play, what the plan is, how he's going to execute, and we're really looking forward to seeing how that comes for him. The last group, as we said, it includes the Capcom Pro Tour Community Vote winner. That vote's open right now, capcom.us/CC vote to get your vote in. Jaleshi, the Brazilian South America 2 champion. We've got Cien, who made it through, second time of asking, Southeast Asia. Samurai, who we saw just qualify last week. And Angry Bird, doing it for the Middle East. This one's an interesting one. You still have enough time, I think, even though the popular vote finishes. And it's definitely not the same as turning up and having to play the last chance qualifier winner and finding out the night before. They will have time. They'll have
a couple months at least, yeah.
Exactly. Jaleshi didn't seem very confident in terms of Rashid against the rest of the world. He definitely felt like the character was cruising by on unfamiliarity in his local area.
Yeah, he said that. He could just be trying to make sure the character doesn't get nerfed.
But I tell you what,
clever boy.
He's got Angry Bird, who 100% knows the Rashid matchup.
The Rashid matchup.
You got Samurai, who 100% knows the Rashid matchup.
10%.
And Cien probably knows the Rashid matchup better than you do with your own character. So he is absolutely... Jaleshi's going to have to come with some real solid stuff. Cien is going to be turning up with the most broken nonsense he can possibly manage.
And the funny thing is, Shen is still dabbling with a couple characters, so whenever he needs to go away from that Seth, he will, even if just to surprise his opponents. He's going to be hard to train for, Shen, because Shen's one of those guys who has a few characters you see him whip out on his stream. You can tell he's spent a lot of time with his character off stream as well. He knows way too much about the character. So as much as you want to prepare for Seth or Ibuki, I wouldn't be surprised if Shen whips out a secret character just for this occasion as well.
Absolutely. You've got Samurai, who, again, prep time, can't wait. And Angry Bird, that's Seth.
Another Seth. Yeah.
Everyone was talking up Angry Bird at SFL.
Yeah.
They said Angry Bird is the guy.
This is the guy, right?
Seth,
when he's on form and he's in that relaxed zone, when he hits that zen moment, he is sometimes completely unplayable, Logan. And I've seen it firsthand when I'm at these events and I see him in the rooms and casuals going on streaks with some of the best players in the world in the room. So
one of the things that is interesting to speculate on is how is he going to operate if he has to go to this tournament and be without Big Bird, because you're right. When he's flowing, when things are going for him, he hits that like tunnel vision. He does get frustrated when things don't go his way, and sometimes he needs that help to just recenter and refocus.
Big time.
How's he going to function if Big Bird can't be there?
And we saw this at EVO, and I'm still very annoyed at the stadium staff. I know that those guys were not necessarily informed, but I was so annoyed I couldn't get Angry Bird on stage when Big Bird was losing quite badly to Bonchan. I feel like even now, looking back at that, just a little moment with his mate might have made a difference in that grand finals. It's extremely important, and this alludes to some of the stuff that Samurai spoke about earlier.
That's right.
So yeah, I hope there's a way for Big Bird to be there. But
let's talk about this.
Anyway.
Let's talk about this vote, the community vote. It's happening right now. Last point of order for this Capcom Cup. We've previewed it already. It's going to be coming. Date will be announced at some point in the near future. There's a couple of obvious ones. I think the two obvious ones we're looking at are Tokido and Punk.
Yep.
We knew they were the two obvious ones.
This is what I called earlier as well.
Before, oh God, stop all that, man.
I said we had a proper detailed.
Incorrigible.
We had a detailed conversation about Punk being like, I think he's going to be all right. I think he'll probably win on the votes. And you were like, you think Punk's going to get more votes than
who?
Than Takedo?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I think he might.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't got more votes than Takedo at the moment.
Yeah, I know. So what's the problem?
So I'm just saying, like,
I'm
Takedo and Punk.
not allowed to say yeah. Well, no,
It's pretty obvious that it was going to be Takedo and Punk.
No, it's not. Fudo's got a massive fan base via his missus, so there's a few others out there, so it's not obvious.
It's pretty obvious, mate.
Luffy's got the whole of France behind him,
Yeah, and Luffy's there as well. He's coming
go.
through. But the surprise,
Such a hater, mate.
I think, for me is always. I hate you and only you.
Yeah, I know. I'm used
I
to
hope
it.
bad things happen to you.
This is it.
Nobody else but
This is my life. Yeah. This is why no one likes you, Logan. See, because you're a scumbag. You see that?
I don't like anyone else.
I know you love it. You thrive on it. Can you get on with it, you mug?
Brazil likes Zenith though.
Clearly,
because Zenith.
It's not just Brazil though, is it? It can't just be Brazil.
Look, he's carrying the all of Latin America.
Latin America
are
coming
just
together.
lifting him up.
They're voting right now
above the clouds, and he is there in first place as we record this.
Amazing.
By a significant margin as well.
Unbelievable. People didn't see that one coming.
You know what I like about this? It shows you that Latin America, and I've been saying this, Latin America is a region that we need to have more respect.
Yes, a million times. Logan, don't take too much credit away from yourself here, mate, because I probably wouldn't have known whether to agree with you or not on that before this show started. But off the back of this show and the interviews and the insights you've given me into this region, these guys, and the numbers that they pulled through for their CPT, these guys are some of the most dedicated Street Fighter fans and players in the world, hands down. And we're seeing it now with Zenith's position in the voting. Absolutely.
They're coming through, they're supporting Zenith, like he's their avatar, like he's the embodiment of all of their hopes and dreams.
This is it.
And at the moment, he's in the lead. It's very interesting to see whether that momentum continues. You have to think that, players like Takedo and Punk just have, the baked-in support of the entire community. They're world-renowned, elite professional players. Zenith at the forefront, a great player, but definitely, at the forefront of his community, backed by his community.
Exactly, yeah.
Luffy there on the outside. You got more Japanese players to be expected, like Sako, Momochi, and Fudo.
They're quite unfortunate, though, aren't they? Because they're in the same region.
You're kind of splitting the vote.
Exactly.
Almost.
Exactly.
And then we're in the similar sort of situation in Europe where Luffy and Problem X are splitting the vote there.
Yeah, exactly.
Problem X behind Fudo, Momochi, and Sako as we record this as well. But it's very interesting to know what happens in terms of these online campaigns. How's the voting going to progress?
Yeah.
What things are players going to do over the next month to try and get more support and votes? How's it going to work out?
We've not seen it at this scale as well. We saw a kind of level of this with the SFL when we had the players put those campaigns, which was super fun, but it was more like light-hearted fun to try and get some votes. This is serious a grand business. Scale to get to Capcom Cup 2020.
Do you know what's interesting? Takedo, again, at the point that we record this, Takedo ain't tweeted nothing.
Really?
Takedo ain't even promote. He's at home streaming Among Us on Mildon.
Wow.
And
he's there sitting in second place. So imagine if he actually did something. He could probably just go on his stream and just do that little run he does. Yeah. Bang, 10,000 votes. You know what I mean?
He's too busy streaming doing, 20-kilo squats on his stream. He's having a nice time.
He is, yeah.
He's going to be ready, though. As I said, get your votes in. Capcom.us/CC vote. You've got until December the 18th, 2 p.m. PST. And then we will find out who that 20th and final name is at Capcom Cup. We're going to be back on the other sides. Got more stuff to cover here on the show. Of course, clip that. SFL Japan. And we're going to let you know what is coming up next as well. The CPT season is done, but the competition has not stopped. There's more events for you to look out for.
The community never ends.
We're letting you know about a couple that we're going to be involved with as well at the end of the show. Be back after this short break. Do not go anywhere.
The curtain falls. Time.
I'll take you downtown. Boom! That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go. Whip up! That's it!
Terrific wing! Go beyond the battle.
Get ready.
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go.
Disappear! Kneel! You do not have the strength to crush the spirit of the king.
All right. I really like to exercise. And training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death. 5 insects.
Pull out all the stuff.
Hadouken! Witness the power of the Continental. This is the power of the king.
Paraneuro device expansion completed. Pseudo personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Dawn unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Dawn unit 0. Activate.
Well, Julie, who is a piece of junk? You idiot! Show me everything. Show me everyone. Show me everything.
Install.
Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the Continental. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Welcome back. It is Thursday night. It is that time, guys. Fighting words. We're continuing on. We've already seen some amazing things happen this weekend past with the qualifiers, and we've got the vote ongoing right now, Logan. It is super tight. Still a long time to go, so we don't know who's going to make it. But right now, if the first few days anything to go by, it's going to be quite an intense month to confirm that final player. But moving away from the Capcom Cup, because we've done enough of that already, right? I spoke about that a while. A little bit of fun now, Logan. Need to lift your spirits up a little, you know? Let's get you a bit hype. High fight, my man. What have you got for us? That's right, guys. You guessed it. Clip that, baby. One of my favorite parts of the show. And we're going to kick off with me, right? Because I'm going to try and put a smile on your face, Logan. You look a bit sad, you know. Let's go over to the Snake Eyes stream. And I know you've seen plenty of Kage already this weekend, but you've never seen nothing quite like this. Let's enjoy some gimmicky.
Well,
some.
I tell you who definitely hasn't seen anything like this.
Who's that?
The Honda player.
Guys, run that clip.
Kubo's black. He said, "Ugh."
You win.
Clip that.
Oh, he's over here. He's over. He's over. Where is he? I could just jump away because this setup is so fake, but I don't know what to do. Fantastic play there from Snake Eyes. Taking the mick, really, out of your opponent's lack of awareness. But at the same time, very difficult to block on reaction and just depleting a life bot. And I have to be honest with you, Logan, as much as we did say we got educated on Honda earlier, didn't really hurt me at all to see it was happening to a Honda player. I can't stand you guys. That was fun. Fantastic play there from Snake Eyes with the gimmicks galore.
Yeah, you can make sure you check out Snake Eyes on Twitch streams quite often at Warlord with Kage, and that is certainly no main feat. Let's move on to the next one.
What you got?
There's a lot of Satsui no Hado this week. There's a lot of it on the show.
Yeah, well, we just got one that qualified, so yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of it on the show. Let's get some more clips going. This time, bit of an epic fail.
Okay.
What happens when the raging demon meets the wily weasel? Let's check this clip out.
Oh, tries to go for the air-to-air, but doesn't air, flies right over top of his dome. Here comes the weasel. Yo! Weasel!
Desneri and his wonderful world of animals.
Oh, poor Akuma. We do feel sorry for you.
A demon is no match for a weasel.
No, clearly not. Clearly not.
I mean, it's a good job Blasty wasn't around. Otherwise, it would have been a horrible sight. Sorry, Shin Akuma, PC.
Love moments
Back
like
to
that.
the drawing board.
You know, enough of this fun and games, right? We've seen some funny, like hilarious clips here and there. Some gimmicks from Snake Eyes.
Thought that was your favourite.
Yeah. I do love that. You know, I love a bit of Juninho and Caballero. But let's get serious now. Let's go and take a look at one of the most optimal kill combos you're going to see in SF5 history. Momochi going back to his roots here a little bit here with the Akuma. Check this kill out. James, this is the time you say it, buddy. This is the perfect opportunity. Somebody get James Chen in here. You know what? He's not here. I'm going to do it for you guys. Is this going to kill? Yes, it is. And my goodness, right to the pixel perfect execution there from Momochi to close out that round. Why doesn't he whip out Akuma more in tournament? He's clearly still got one.
You know, it's an interesting story. Obviously, everyone knows that I got into Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
And the reason that I started out using Akuma in Street Fighter 4 was a very, very old video from the arcade of Daigo versus Momochi.
Oh.
Ryu versus Akuma. And it was like the first time I'd ever seen anyone cancel sweep into Demon on reaction to the focus absorb. And yeah, that gassed me up. So
You've never told me that story before.
yeah, Momochi. It's the first player I ever really studied and followed. So
Yeah.
I always like to see him do well. And
First time I met this guy, he was just putting pound coin into the arcade machine, bringing some brass Akuma to me, and I was just busting his head. But he was persistent, and here he is today. Yeah, so.
And I'm still terrible, but I've found something else to do that I'm actually good at. So all's well that ends.
That's a
well.
pretty cool story, Logan.
We did meet someone else on our journeys, though, in the last few years.
Who's
He
that?
went on to do all right for himself. Guy by the name of Problem X. You might have heard of him.
Remix
One
or what?
Evo,
Oh,
I think.
yeah, I think I know that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both know him. We were on the stage.
I'll tell you what.
Thrown off.
If this is going to be a Problem X clip,
Yeah.
I hope it gets you guys voting. Get my guy to Capcom Cup.
That's right. You can see more of these kind of clips. Don't get your DP blocked. It's going to hurt.
And healing within your Oh, I think he's dead, guys. What do you think? I think it's and another one. And hey, there was more to come.
Round 2.
There was still
Oh.
there was still a
Oh.
Psycho Crusher left
Ow.
after that as well, you know.
Yeah, and another hit of the EX Scissors too. Good Lord. That just kept going, didn't it? I love the way he started it off as well. Problem stream has got more and more fun to watch the more you watch it. Do you reckon he's dead, lads? You reckon he's done, fellas? Yeah, what do you reckon? Yeah, he's dead. He's more than dead. Wow. I don't think I've ever... It's funny with Problem X. I've never seen that
I've not
particular
seen
combo
that
before.
one.
He's always got a new one. You know, he did the explosion early
Yeah.
to put his opponent in juggle state and then just started releasing blasts left, right, and centre. Anyway, he knows this stuff. This is what makes him one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah. That bloody hurt, though. Good grief.
Ouch.
4 clips for you to vote. Please get on the Twitter at Capcom Fighters. You can watch all of them again. They're all uploaded there to check out. And then you can make your vote of the one that you enjoyed the most out of those 4 clips. There's no prize for it. Just honour. Respect.
Yes.
But yeah, give it a vote. Get involved. Bit of fun. We like it. Thank you, Hi Fight, for helping us out. We've clipped that for the entire... Shut up, you idiot.
Vote for Problem. I didn't say anything.
Vote for him on Capcom Cup. Anyway, thank you, Hi Fight. I'm trying to thank Hi Fight.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. High fight as well, and vote for Problem X on Capcom Cup.
Who has come through and provided us with these clips. Been a super important part of the show, and we really appreciate you. Make sure you give him a follow at Hi Fight TH, and download Footsies. Play a bit of Footsies. It's a good game.
Great game.
It's week 9 of SFL Pro Japan, and it is really heating up. It is do or die. We've already established a couple of teams are not making it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mago, you're not going back.
No, man's out, fam.
Momochi, you're done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're done.
But
You're
it's
out
heating
of
up
there.
at the top of the table. We've got Takedo, Daigo, Umehara, Gold.
Steady rising.
Been,
Steady rising.
they've been
though.
rising up like my Apple stocks. And
You ain't got no Apple stocks.
I've got loads, mate. Loads. Thousands of them.
Should have got it myself. Anyway.
Nemo falling off, and he has been for a couple
What
of
the
weeks.
hell happened to Nemo?
Fudo floundering as well. But it
Same.
looks like Takedo is just on the up and up. So this week, in the fixtures, we have got Fudo Gaia versus Takedo Flame. Fudo is in a must-win situation.
He is.
Takedo's looking comfortable. The team's in great form.
Top of the table.
Exactly. We've got Mago Scarlet versus Umehara Gold. That, again, Umehara Gold are on the up, trending upwards, been climbing. They're in second place, I believe, at the start
They
of
are
the
now,
event.
yep.
Mago, they're done. They're playing for honour. And again, you've got Momochi Splash.
I'll tell you, hey, to be fair, they've been giving it their all. They've been getting some wins in.
Yeah,
You know,
they have been,
where
but
they could.
not when they needed it.
No,
Momochi
too
Splash
late.
also impossible for them to qualify, going up against Nemo Aurora, who are in dire need. Dire need.
2 weeks now, 2
of a
back-to-back
win.
losses after being top of the table. In terms of the standings, Takedo Flame 26 points, Daigo Umehara Gold 22 points, and Nemo Aurora 19 points. So still very much in it Aurora going into this.
Yeah.
But if they have another bad week, they could be very well out of it, Logan.
All right, let's look at our first set. It is Fudo Gaia versus Takedo Flame. Team selections are as follows. Takedo Flame has got Ryusei, Tokido, and a rare appearance from Ancient Storm Kubo himself.
Oh my goodness.
Fudo Gaia is Fudo, Dogura, and Pugera, which is probably their A team. You have to say Itazan has to sit it out, and Shuto sits out for Fudo.
Yeah, commonly, yeah.
The bans are Armika is banned for Fudo Gaia, which means Fudo has access to poison. Everyone else is fine.
Or Birdie if he wants to whip that again.
Yeah. Now, in terms of Takedo Flame, Storm Kubo gets to play, but he doesn't get to play with Abigail.
No, they banned Abigail, which I think was a genius ban from them. Genius ban.
A big move.
From Fudo's team.
Your first round matches, well, it's not first round matches. Your fixtures are as follows. Pugera versus Storm Kubo, Dogura versus Tokido, and Fudo versus Ryusei. Let's take a look at the highlights and we'll be back to talk about the results.
Fudo Gaia 先鋒プゲラ対時のフレーム先鋒ストームクボいってみましょうもう前に出るか止めているここはプゲラがお見事冷静な対応を見せましたさあビハインドから裏めくっていたがこれかなり入りますよどうだヘカトンケールからの久保何をここまで来たさあもう一丁ゲージがないんでもう一丁からノーフェイしかしこれでスペースを手に入れたプゲラとしてはあと一つ噛み合わせれば狙い目はあるカウンターこれは止まったか一点集中のアナイアレートソードから V トリガー中のクリティカルアーツ丹田エクストリームは一回りもありませんそのまま決めきったさあここはプレッシャーをうまくかけていくが上ここは対空マットクレードルここもクレードル完璧ですさあ有利から継続を狙うさあここはどこからこのトリガーを生かすかそろそろ V タイムがなくなりますねそこで前に出てくるプゲラが逆に取るか水百貫お見事これは捉えている一つ丁寧に技を振っているんですがいやしかしこれはプゲラのペースいいペースさばいていくかシャミの強形リーチも長いしかしここはもう使ってきますクリティカルアーツ大幅体力リードで迎えるマッチポイントのラウンドさあ久保にはトリガーがあるしかし体力がもう残りわずかどうするか前に両者出ているがここは決まっている体力残りませんフードガイア中堅ドグラ対時のフレーム中堅時のいってみましょう前に出るただ体力差があるぞ要所でドグラがいいステップを見せていきます鏡はもう1枚エイジスはどこで張る2枚目いきなり張っちゃった不意をつかれましたねでバックジャンプしかし体力リードはドグラそして V トリガーも見えてくる前に出る後ろに投げてセットプレーがあるが上から行く追いかけている読まれていたかさあ肘を置いてしっかりと返していくいやーきれいに取ったスタンチも溜まっているただドグラもギリギリでゲージを使う忘れずにヘッドから上垂直で投げを誘ってそこを打ったさあうまいポイントで割り込んでいくチップ上カウンターさあこれは伸びてからの発動ですね割れているこれはいい構えトリガーもあるぞプレッシャーをさらにかけることができますさあ鏡はまだあるが苦しい拾えている精神的にも優位かさあそろそろ時戸にトリガーがたまろうか軽ドロキリいった確認してるさあ再三狙っていた勝ち上げる肘これが当たったがナイスジャンプあるぞこれは V リバーないですよガードの上からさあ無理やり時戸にはゲージマックスこの状況から先のやつをさあナイヘッド投げを打ってゲージもありますね微妙に距離があったかドグラがもう使わず もうちょい必要ですかね。対して時戸側は置きの技などで、さあこれはうまく前ステップを止めてからのしっかりと CA まで叩き込んでフィニッシュへ。さあどこからゲージがガーポンに出したと止めますね。前ステップを痛んでいる。遠かったですね。肘は入らず、マックスから V トリが発動。さあ逆に迎え撃った。そしてかかと上から来る。いや追記して投げを打ってリーチですね。スタンチも溜まっているが、ドグラクイの顔一枚つながったが少し苦しい体力差。時戸はここで焦らずに振り技で冷たい振り場から有利な状況をしっかり作ってからとどめを刺しに行く。継続、まだエイジスの脅威はない。しかしこれで倒るかどうだ。投げている行幸、おうまく掴んだ。ゲージは1本あります。これでエイジスがあるぞ。大打ち飛んでいる。2枚だ。フードガイア大将、フード対時のフレーム大将流星、いってみましょう。さあまたゲージが1本ある。その状況で前に出るフード、うまく踏み込んだ。うまく踏み込んで投げていく。続いてはここで変わりますよ。打撃からテンポを変えて上に投げて中段、そして燃えているが、さあ打っていった。どっちを燃えても OK。 そしてガードの上から中段も狙う。ミス、スキアからのタックル。さあやる気満々だ。さあこれは痛いぞ。スタンチも溜まっている。端なんですよね。さあ画面端も絡んで、いや全然逆転やりますよこれ。まずは投げ、スタンチは溜まる。いやですかこれけど大丈夫。さあどうなる。そうか、ゲージは2つ、3つはたまんない。これは潜在つくとチャンス。ガードしている。ここで前のめりな流星を
のためのルートを見事にした。なるほど。
さあ空対空から来たぞ。イースタックル投げ持って、さああと一発。ファイアスコール1本ありますが相手にもエースがある。ここで横押し。でも流星リードの第2スター。サンダーチャージからいきなりかなり痛い飛び道具になった大パン。これもヒット確認している。スタンチが回っている。大きな一発。これはさあ綺麗に入って画面端の攻めになる。立ち上げて距離ですね。さあフルコース裏からよく耐えたがどうでしょうか。まだあるぞ。フードのポイズンの V トリガーも強力。冷静迎え撃った形。スタンチが溜まっている。EX またもヘッド当てますね。さあ割り切りすらも感じられるが、ここは思わずトリガー発動。いや強気。前に出るか。ファイスコール、ここはゲージを使わずにカードビル前に出る。上空対空。いやどうする。さあこれを捉えて EX 上に張っている。フード対
Takedo Flame marches on 3-1 victory. It started off well. Pugera doing the work with Seth.
That was
surprising.
Honestly, we spoke about Chris CCH earlier.
Yeah.
That was another example, and that's what I said earlier to you as well. I know Kubo's not the best example of this, but that was another guy who clearly knows how to play. And he said in the post-match interview, "I play Van Al tons, and Van Al plays Honda now, so I know this matchup. I wasn't even worried." And there you have the result of it.
Storm Kubo's not for now.
He's a bit unlucky, isn't he? Because they were actually planning to put Kubo, a guy who they never play, they were going to put him as Taicho this week. But then the Abigail ban came.
He got banned.
And he became a useless Honda, unfortunately.
And then we had the Urian show. Takedo and Ryusei going back to back to back to back. And I'm really surprised that Fudo got clapped up 2-0.
That's up, man.
Is that matchup bad?
I mean...
Like,
no.
Her V reversal is sick. So how does Urian stay in?
No, I'd say Mika probably edges that matchup.
Yeah.
I just think Ryusei he was just a step ahead. That kid is so good, man. He's so good, and he can play the Taicho role so comfortably. As he's beyond his years. But I guess it's all that experience with all the other games he's played. Perhaps. Listen, Fudo, I think this is good for Takedo Flame. They must be feeling really good because last time they played, they were 2-0 up, if you remember, and then Fudo turned up with that Mika and managed to steal a win in the Taicho match and put it 2-2. And I think that put Fudo's team near top of the table when that happened as well with those 2 points. So this was a really big, important win, and it's put them miles away now. No one's catching them at this point, I don't think.
No, they're so far away. You're definitely going to be seeing Takedo Flame, I think, at the finals of Street Fighter League. So
agreed.
Start planning. Next match up is one team that you absolutely will not be seeing at the finals at all. which is the Mago Scarlet.
Mago-san. Mago-san.
And Umahara Gold, who, as we said, they've just been trending up. Up. Second place going into this. Team selection is Mago, Moke, and MOV gets to play. Mizuha sitting it out. And Daigo Umahara's Gold sees Daigo and Kawano play. And Nauman comes back in, who is actually undefeated. As it said.
Begs the question I ask every week, why is he not playing? But then, as I said before...
he's undefeated in 3 games. He's only played 3 games.
They've also got a ridiculous team as well. And arguably their best player is not there this week.
Yeah,
right?
Machabo sits out this time around, who has been an absolute linchpin.
He's been so good.
Really, really good squad here from Umahara. Character bans are... Rashid is banned, which means Moke cannot use Rashid for Mago Scarlet. And Colleen is banned by Mago Scarlet against Umahara Gold, which is going to affect Kawano.
I think that's a great ban on the Kawano side. I mean, at least Moke has a sub. I've not really seen Kawano's subs, so that's an interesting one. We'll see how he does.
Let's have a look at this. Your match fixtures are Nauman versus Mago, Moke versus Kawano, and MOV versus Daigo in the Taisho match. Let's check these highlights out and we'll be back on the other side.
Wait, so what? They made MOV Taisho?
Yeah, because he's playing Chun-Li.
Damn, all right.
It's time. Let's go. Here we
Let's
go. Here's the highlights.
スカレット先鋒孫対梅原ゴールド先鋒ナワンいってみましょうさあ生スクラ投げを一つ打撃と投げが怖いがただ暴れていくパンチで暴れたそうですねターン取り返してトリガー発動切り返したのは孫ですさあナワンまだトリガー中ではあるがワンタッチ後ろに投げて若干残ります削りも見えるぞいきなりいった前にズバッと入って孫としてはどう削り取るか
橋の上から削るかもしくはですね何もチャンスがあればナウマもいいね
V トリガー発動後ろに投げたラインが入れ替わりました上から行く後ろに回っていたナウマンこれはラッキーさあ正面まで入れて無理やりターン取り返しましたねさあゲージ3本も見えてきそうだどうだナウマントリガー割るこれ発動でしょうさあいくつ波動発動抜けていく
トリガーはもう草加非常に強力です
から投げは若干距離があったかいやここはナウマンが距離を取るさあまだタイマーはあるぞ、この距離の波動源非常に強力さあやや前のめりになってきたか立てている動いたろそこから画面端これはスタンがあるぞスタンさせて大きなダメージさあゲージをしっかり溜めてからのここからですタックになるでさあ桜川にはこの飛び道具があるというこのアドバンテージをうまく生かしながらここからしかったこれ高いさあ高いぞ痛いぞリーチスタンチも溜まっているトリガー発動してなんとかスタンを回避する孫前に出るがゲージは2つガードこれは孫冷静でしたバックステップイクス波動発動外しているこうなると一気にチャンスになるぞ内野入って V タイマーはまだあるそこはため波動からしていくこれでマッチポイント本当ですねさあ少ないチャンスをうまくものにしている印象ここまでのナウマンサクラ孫これは入れ替えたい後ろ投げのポイントのステップ止められてしまう調子このヒットしている
一気に画面下
いやーこの投げも入ってプレッシャー何もさせない落ちているさあこれは珍しい孫これは強攻の位置だ一挙にヒットクラッシュカウンターからここはフォローできるかナウマンスタンが近づいたスカーレット中堅モケ対梅原ゴールド中堅カーノいってみましょうどうだがここもいいタイミング噛み合っている本リーグでは絶好調のモケ様子を見ています踏み込んでいくカウンター単発から
EX ゲージが満タンになります
そうですね CA が弱全て使い切って入れ替えて何いるがいい投げだった強行値千金の投げから手前に落としてうわ覚えているな打ってたガードしているポイズンというキャラクターを攻略しつつあるこのモケ アサルトブレード強肩刺さっている。止まりません。
途中キックはかなり効いてますね。
うまいか。なんだスタンチが溜まっている。止まらん。逃げ切れるか。
まとわりつきが。あ、今の勝負しかしよくガードした。
いいガードを我慢した。ここからですよね。ストライクバック V リバーサル。さらに攻めていく。テンポアップ。デルタドライブ。そのまま模型。さあこれ
仕込みでした。
仕込みでしたね。こんな形で仕込みが出てしまった。
アルキナードが非常にうまいですね。
さあ一気にスタンまで。一瞬すぎる。さあ孫スカーレットのエース模型。このまま勝負をつけてしまうのでしょうか。後ろ投げた。スカーレット大将 MOV 対梅原ゴールド大将梅原。いってみましょう。スタブからさあただ梅原の間合い取りもよくなってきた。返していく。自分のターン取り返して確認。予想カウンター。しかし CA もたまりそう。いい形でゲージが溜まっている。ここでガードしている。魔王自身の V 取りがガードフラッシュレシピ。これは決まり手になるか。
ほとんど食らわずに間合いをこう詰めていけているので、ガエル氏は嫌ですよね。
じゃ取りたいリターンはしっかり取っている。ここもしっかりガードしている MOV。サプラス創世脚から EX 百列空中でお見舞い。と裏側に出てしまった。さあ前に歩いたことで当たらずか。この前チャンスになるぞ。体力差あるものの、いやーここで MOV の真骨頂差し返しの距離。梅原も不要に攻められません。止める。さあタッチパンチでフェイントをかけながらソニックを丁寧に打っていく。おここでさあソニック発動成功。やりますよまだ。画面端。
オンゾーン。
あこれでもういやーまだいく。そうですね投げ抜けですね。でスカウンター。
MOV がいいぞ。
そうですね近距離での技振りでは。そして強肩も振れてる。いやー体力差があります。中和機構からフルゲージしかし残りそうかどうだ。ここは
All right, all right. I'll hold my hands up,
They
Logan.
did it!
Mago is a genius. You got to remember, MOV has had a shocking season, right? But he is still the original Chun-Li. We're talking third strike days. This is one of the guys who always rocked that Chun-Li, and he looked incredible versus. He played out of his mind. Daigo looked helpless. Looked absolutely helpless. Bear in mind, Daigo beat Fujimura's Chun-Li with a weaker character, with Kage just a few weeks back, but couldn't do the same to MOV. So very impressive from him.
Yeah.
And great pick from Mago, making him Tacho.
All of the pre-game interviews and stuff from MOV was all talking about how important this matchup was for him, how much he looks up to Daigo.
Yeah.
You know, how he wants to make a good showing of himself. He feels like he hasn't, performed or what have you. And he got the job done 2-0. I have to say, do you know what was a genius move from Mago?
The ban.
That actually, getting completely washed in the first game.
Did you see that?
Getting completely washed by Nauman.
Annihilated. And Nauman actually choked up.
Yeah.
He should have
Do you know
won
what's
it up sooner.
I'll tell you what's funny about that matchup. Mago just consistently woke up with buttons all the time.
It's a run back of Evo Japan Grand Finals, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it didn't like it improved.
No,
well, there's a point where he looked alright.
And then Nauman just realised, let me just time my meaters properly. And it was not fun.
That's not a character you want to wake up buttons against as well, though.
Oh, God, no.
It's just, it's the round, potentially. And I'll tell you what.
Big loss, though, for Umahara Gold, right?
Big loss. Just before we get to that, the ban of Kawano's Colleen, something I expect to see targeted again next week. Because that poison did not look on point. And fortunately, Moke's sub-character is Cammy. And I don't care what anyone says. That matchup is uppity hill. And he showed why. But yeah, terrible result for Daigo's team. Has been on fire. Suddenly a loss.
And that really opens it up for Nemo Aurora.
It does. They got a good chance now.
So Daigo's Umahara Gold goes on to 22 points. Takedo Flame, as we said, 26 points. Cleared. They're in.
Absolutely laughing.
They are in. We've got 1 week left. They're in. That second spot, and as you said, Umahara Gold not winning that match really opens it up. Let's see what Nemo Aurora can do. Obviously, if they lose, that ain't going to help them. But they're going up against Momochi Splash.
Mate, they've lost 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
They were top just 3 weeks ago, and they're up against the worst team performance-wise in the season. They got this.
Team selections are once again the Violent Daddy sits out. Hatani is not in the squad for Splash.
Name just needs to go.
We've got Johnny, Fujimura, and Momochi. And for Nemo, we have Kichipa, Sako, and Nemo actually is playing himself.
Yeah.
Gachikun sits out.
Rightfully so. Yeah. Interesting. That.
First, the bands. We've got Colleen banned for Momochi Splash, which means that... Who uses Colleen?
Momochi.
Oh, yeah, of
But
course.
it's interesting, though, because obviously he's been picking Seth for the most part. So that's a strange ban. When I saw that, I was
that
like...
didn't even register.
Yeah,
and Momochi Splash banned Manat, which obviously means Sako doesn't have access to her.
And similar, he's used Manat once, and I don't know if there's a matchup they want to avoid Manat for. Maybe Karen, I don't know.
The pairings are as follows. We've got Johnny versus Sako. We have Momochi versus Nemo. And we have Fujimura against Kichipami. Let's take a look at the highlights and see how this one went. Big one for Nemo. If he can get a win, puts him in a really good position going into the final week. But let's see what happens.
Momochi Splash 先方ジョニー対ネモーラ先方サコいってよいしょ
まだ
そうですね
点あるんじゃないですか。
さあそこにゲージが1本上からの
耐えているジョニー。
そこで CA が溜まった危ないぞ
どうだジョニーあるか。
いや次第では
何を通すか。
我慢して上
ナイスジャンプ。
まだ残っていますがまだ
さあここでマニューバー地獄
ジョニーはさえか。
抜けるか
さあジョニーゲージが溜まりそうだ。またしても先ほどと同じにじゃあ時間が足りない。残り時間少ないぞ。
15秒切っている
もう行かないとちょっと間に合わないですね。
もう10秒
10カウント。
さあ近づいてさあ近距離を作る。おっとこれはデンス
これは大きい。ジョニーとしてはワンチャンス。
さあトリガーは使える状態がインパクト捕まった
ジャックジャックから拾って
さあ結構
もう一度こ
痛いぞ
こは強気にいくスタンまでスピンキック。ここは十分に足りてるでしょう。必殺投げゲージを回収。クラセ打撃
刻んで後ろ下がり
やっと上が出てきた。いや
ここでバックスで
いいですね。
インパクトを避けていたさあこれはトリガーはまだ発動せずマニューバーここから来る
いや削れる。
さあいいのかと V リバーサル使わなくていいのかという非常に有利時間なかった
さあジョニー V トリガー切りました。
耐えたことでチャンスですよこれジョニーの。
ゲージは3つあります。ただ容易に振られてしまえば削りもある。
ガードを固くガードを固くああいい打ち
ジョニー後がなくなりました。まだ苦しい地上戦。中継タイプ
垂直狩りの中継知っている完全に確信犯ナイスガード
反撃。
さあジョニーの手が詰まってきたか。さあこの対応が光る上めくりこれでスタンまで
どうでしょうか。
ゲージはないが画面端
残った。
まだ攻めは続く
よく抜けたが
よく抜けましたがね。
さすがに苦しいか。
オーバー発動打撃必殺投げのプレッシャーが効いた。逆のコーナーつなげられるか。
いやーやっている。
これはジョニー痛恨。ただまだゲージある。
さあサコはどうする。こっからはもうあとは小づくだけ
ただ殺している。諦めていない。この闘志がどこまで届くのか。
ここは読み勝たなくてはいけない。
どうだ様子見から
敵技
後ろ投げ
警戒してますね。
上
また上めくっている
これは高い。
入れ替えながらのこのコンボ
無敵技を残しておく。
残しましたね。いい判断です。
さあじっくりじっくり無理にはいかずに
こっから対策済み。
抜けてくる
いやーそのわずか距離が遠い。
今投げたんですけれども
遠いですね。
おっこれは噛み合ってしまったヘカ時計類立
ジョニーがうまく運んでいきました。ゲージは3つ。
こんなっているモチスプラッシュ中堅モモチ対ネモーラ中堅ネモいってよいしょゲージがたまるしっかりガードしてネモは何を狙っているか。
いやネモ選手も全然ありますね。
そうですね
ゲージがありますから
使うからゲージを使っていった攻め継続
そうですね。
ゲージはあと1つ
これもガード。
モーチが受け切るか。クラッシュカウンターでもいい。 V ゲージを貯めなければいけないねも。それももちろんいい飛びです。スピンペンデュラムからカーソン
だけにこう攻め込まれた側もうわすげえ。いや最大狙いに行ったんですが、
よく読みました。あとはリードネモだが、これカウンターから大きなダメージになる。
マットスピン
遅らせ打撃、お見事。さあスタンまで持ち込みましたモーチ。これでマッチポイント。
有利です。
有利から
それでも暴れている。
ありますね。モモチがリソースではイーブン。
さあネモには 2.5 ゲージ。バイクからこれはモーチスプラッシュ。大将藤村対ネモラ大将キチパー。いってみましょう。
うわよく落ちた。
これはチャンスになるぞ。きた。さあキチパのスクリューがまず1つ目。強スクリューからのおかわり成功。
宴が始まってる。
危ないぞ。いや
300
さよならチュンリー。さよなら藤村。まずラウンドはとする。体力リード藤村。
ゲージ満タンなんですよザンギエフの。
いや危ないよ。
ここどう処理するか。確認していく。わずか外側から。
ただザンギエフ体力多いですよ。
どうだ。残ります。
まだあるならば回しましたね。
体育クラシャンだ。ただこれ分からない。そうこれは様相につないでいく。
藤村が正面ショートに来た。
アーマー確認。そうですね。そしてスタンまで持っていく。完璧。コンボ選択お見事。
引っかかってしまうから
やりそうですね。
だが
さあ藤村ここはドットを削るだけ。ここはチュンリーのフィールドか。
不穏な空気。
いや
画面端は近いぞ。
宴が
からの攻めを継続する。下うまいからただ次のラウンドも考えると運用は難しいか。上からいやこれ終わったか。終わったか。何を見る。
あるのか。
からの
そうけ V バー冷たい。冷たく V バー飛行に乗れば CA の拾いもある。
ゲージは1本。トリガーある。触れるか。どうやって触る。玉抜けもあるか。
面白ゲージ怖いですよ。
削れるか。
なんで
CA もある。
ウイギは使わされることになる。時間
Another disappointing result.
Wow, 3 weeks in a row.
Fumbled the bag.
What on earth has happened to Nemo Aurora?
They fumbled the bag.
Man.
And Fujimura coming through with the right character.
I know, that's a weird one. I mean, even the Chun-Li's been terrible. At least he didn't pick that Akuma, that bit rate Akuma that keeps on losing. But can hit confirm that medium kick.
Well, Sako got the job done with Seth against Johnny's G.
That was a scrappy match. And by the way, why the hell did Johnny pick G? His G is clearly, with respect.
I think Karen does well against Seth, to be honest.
Yeah, and his G is clearly a sub. His G is just not a proper G. He picked. He made it scrappy. He made a fight out of it, but it was uphill the whole way. So you know, not only have Nemo's team lost, but they lost with pretty much a free win in the first game, arguably.
Yeah, I mean, talking of free, that was it from then on. 2-0, 2-0. Momochi Seth making Nemo's Urian look.
Did you see that? Have you ever seen Nemo's Urian controlled? I don't think I've seen it lose, but I've never seen it controlled. He controlled his Urian throughout the entire set. I was so impressed.
Really, really strong ground game from Mochi. To be expected. You know, we know how strong and patient he is. Very rarely do you see that kind of random element, that chaos that, you know, someone like Nemo or Ryusei will unlock with their Urian. Momochi was having none of it.
None. No rounds.
And then Fujimura closed it out with Chun-Li, as he's meant to, against Geef. Kichipamu's Geef, 2-0. To take that one in the end, 3-1. And that leaves... that leaves Nemo Aurora he's still within reach.
He is within reach, yeah.
So as we said...
So the points I said earlier are actually the updated points,
yeah,
right?
Tokido, at the end of week 9, or day 9, sorry, Tokido is in top spot with 26 points. Tokido Flame will be going to the finals. Then it's all about second and third.
Oh my.
Fudo Gaia is out of the running. Momochi Splash and Mago Scarlet
Get out of there.
Get
But hey,
outta
but
there.
honourable wins this week, right?
Yeah.
Honourable wins this week.
Exactly. Umehara Gold sitting on 22.
Man,
Nemo
they could have been
Aurora.
qualified if they got that win today.
Nemo Aurora sitting on 19.
I'll tell you what, if you're Nemo Aurora, 3 weeks back-to-back not winning,
Umehara Gold.
and you're
need
still in.
A point. A point.
What are the matchups?
I don't know what the matchups are.
I think I've got them. Is it
The fixtures.
Momochi Splash versus Fudo Gaia? That wasn't this week, was it?
Momochi Splash versus Fudo Gaia.
Yeah,
No.
next match. So we got Momochi Splash versus Fudo Gaia,
Yeah.
Nemo Aurora versus Mago Scarlet, and Tokido Flame versus Umehara Gold. So that a top of the table clash there for Tokido Flame, whose team's already qualified. So I
Yeah.
guess they're going to play maybe their weakest team. You can expect to see Kubo again, maybe whipping out that part-time Honda. We'll see.
Or they might be going for the jugular and they just want to crush.
True, cross streams. And then Nemo Aurora, who have been in terrible form, going up against no chance of qualifying Mago Scarlet. But Mago Scarlet, of course, a chance to just spoil someone's party and make sure Nemo Aurora do not qualify. It's hard to call because obviously matchup-wise, it's a harder match for Umehara Gold, but then they're up against a team that's already qualified. So maybe that will play in their factor. And then Fudo Gaia, I mean, man, they just stayed middle of the table for so long.
They only need to win one set, though, Umehara Gold. That's the thing.
Right?
If they win one set, they will get through based on differentials.
Yeah, because sets can only be 3-1
Game
or 4-0.
differentials. Unless they do it. Do they do it head-to-head? Do they do it based on head-to-head? Or
Do they end up joint on points if they win 3-1?
If they win 3-1 and Nemo
Nemo
wins 4-0, then they'll be
4-0.
joint on points.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Well, it's hitting a climax now, Logan.
It is.
Only time will tell.
Exactly. You'll be able to find out what's happening in the climax on Friday, in fact. Broadcast with subtitles here on Capcom Fighters. It is now time for us to tell you what's next.
What is next, Logan? It's a weird time.
Yeah.
All the CPT events are done.
Exactly.
I guess we still got these amazing community events going on, right?
Well, we're not here anymore.
No, it's going to be weird.
The last fighting words.
Yeah.
No more round 1, no more round 2, no more pre-game shows.
Mm-hmm.
Season is at an end. We might get special or something.
Yeah,
Christmas
that'd be nice,
special.
Cap Cops.
Holiday special.
Holiday special.
One of those, maybe.
Let's do it.
You know, I could do the paycheck Christmas.
Same, mate. Come on.
Kids
Look
to
us up,
feed
mate.
and that,
Come
innit?
on,
You know
son.
what I mean?
What's that?
What?
What do you mean you got kids to feed? Such a mug.
Don't. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Kids to feed. Both of us, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Give us a job, mate. Give us a job. Anyway, what were you going to say, Logan?
There are events to look forward to.
There are events
In
to look
fact,
forward to.
events happening this very weekend.
Let's go.
The awesome people at Blink Esports.
Yes.
Are putting
These
together
guys kick ass.
another star-studded event, but this time round, we are headed to Japan.
What do you mean we?
Well, you and me. Not physically headed to Japan, of course.
What do you
But
mean
we're
you
going to
and
be
me?
doing the commentary. It's going to be fun.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I
Wait.
negotiated you a rate. You said you do it for £50. So we're going to be here.
£55.
Sorry, don't worry. I've got you, bro.
So wait, they accepted the
Yeah,
offer.
yeah. I had to
Mugs.
drive a bargain.
That's a rip-off.
Got
Can't believe
you.
they pay me that much. So we're
Nor can
commentating
I.
this weekend, you and me?
You and me.
Let's have it, mate. Come on.
Get
You
me.
hear that, fellas? All right, well, who are we commentating? Obviously, it's going to be some part-time players. It's not going to be that big an event because, Japan's so hard to work
They
with.
have got 16 of the very best players in Japan.
Get the hell out of here.
Featured.
Get the hell out of here.
You're going to be seeing the likes of Daigo,
No.
Tokido,
No.
Bonchan's.
Absent.
looking
Oh, yeah,
forward
we
to.
get a bit of Bonchan.
Yeah, I can't
What?
wait.
My weekend just got much better. What an event. Okay.
We're going to be covering the English language, and there's going to be a Spanish stream as well. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, that's senor.
That is happening, as I said, this weekend, November 28th and 29th. If you've not seen Blink Esports or All Stars before,
Guys.
16 players fighting in a bracket that is drawn on the day, all the way down to top 8 on the first day. And then all the way down to one winner on the Sunday. We're going to be calling that action. It's going to be pretty early for
I think
us.
it's first to 3 the whole way as well, right?
I'm not sure.
I think it's pretty decent brackets, decent set length the whole way as well, which is pretty
Be
cool.
nice,
so.
wouldn't it? It's going to be an amazing event. I really hope you guys can tune in. It's going to be pretty early for us and incredibly early or late for some of the people in America. But if you can't tune in live, check out the archive. It's going to be great fun. Follow at Blink Esports RD. At Blink Esports RD. That's on the Twitter and Twitch. That's where you're going to be able to see the action. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. But that's not all.
There's more?
There's more.
No.
There's more.
Come on.
Because on Sunday, I'm also going to be commentating for Red Bull Hit the Streets in South Africa.
What?
Which will be featuring our friend Jabi alongside other players that have qualified for this Street Fighter 5. I'm going to only be doing
That's
Street Fighter
crazy.
5.
So you've negotiated for me to commentate 2 events this weekend?
No!
What?
Dropped you out because I've had enough of you.
Surely I'm the more
18
appropriate
weeks.
guy to commentate an event in Africa, Logan. Just saying, you know.
No. Well, I've actually lived there, so.
I was there till I was 2. Does that count?
Nah, sorry, mate.
Damn it. It sucks.
I'm afraid not. But I'm going to be there.
This event sounds amazing. Please
Yeah, it's
tell
gonna
us
be
more
good
about it.
fun. So, yeah, they've been running qualifiers online. It's an event that they normally have in South Africa where they close down a whole street. I think it's in Cape Town normally, and that's where it will be this time.
Beautiful place to visit, by the way.
Lovely.
Unbelievably beautiful.
You know, it's nice. It's amazing the things you can do in countries that have got, you know, adequate responses to COVID. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it fantastic?
So this is a
Wonderful.
physical event for them?
Yes, but I'm going to be doing commentary remotely, which is pretty cool.
That is really cool, yeah.
Yeah, so tune into that as well. I'll be putting the link up to that on my Twitter as well. So that's on Sunday. And I believe we've got another event to look forward to, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got
in Ivory Coast.
Tau Fighters. Yeah, I need to double check the date. I believe it's the.
It is the 4th to the 6th of December. Don't you worry.
Thank you, Logan Sama. Yeah, shout out these guys. They're doing tons of events in Africa, mainly Ivory Coast, but they're all over the place at the moment, and they're covering all sorts of genres. So it's not just Street Fighter, but they will have Street Fighter. They will have Tekken, and it's always a super impressive event to look at. And again, great response to COVID, physical events in an arena. So something we miss dearly that they'll be able to do over there.
It's at a large convention called Feja, which happens there every year. And the event should be running up at least on the 5th and 6th. There might be a day of pause on the 4th as well. But more events to look forward to. It won't just be players from Ivory Coast. I believe players will be attending from countries around the
it's all
region.
over. It's an African.
But get yourself on board with the African FGC. You've learnt about Latin America this year. We've shown you the community.
They've shown you the community with their damn votes as well.
Yeah, exactly. We've spoken to the players. We've spoken to the figureheads. Get yourself ready for the African FGC.
That's the next one, guys.
2021. We're going to be doing a lot more to promote Africa and the countries that have been supporting their community and building and growing there. First on the list, though, coming up, as we said, South Africa and the Ivory Coast. You know, love to all the people in Cameroon, Nigeria. Where else are there communities?
Ryu Apprentice, right? He was from Nigeria, wasn't he? There's a little scene in Kenya I've seen as well. It's all over. Yeah.
The world's growing, and we're going to be
Street Fighter is a universal language.
We're going to be bringing you as much as we can. Hopefully, we'll come back next year, but for this year, that's it. Sir, it's been a pleasure and an honour.
Likewise.
As always.
Always.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to this weekend.
Yep.
We can't do that, right?
Of course we can. I'll wash my hands.
Oh, sweet. I washed mine.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I did wash mine a number of times.
Lovely.
Yeah, so thank you so much, guys. Logan, I'm going to miss you, mate.
Sorry. Yeah, we're good. That's us for the night. That's it for the season. I hope you've enjoyed Fighting Words. Thank you so much to everybody that's got in touch and left us amazing feedback all year.
Thank you. Every word counts.
We really appreciate how this show has connected with not only the usual suspects, the American community, the diehard fans. It's been an absolute pleasure to reach out to the communities around the world, be it for a CPT event, be it to showcase a community event, to speak to you and to be able to give you a platform here on the show.
And to highlight players and what their lives are like outside of the game, who they are as well.
Yeah.
I've loved it.
Yeah. Hopefully we get to grow and come back next season. Don't know what is happening. We don't know what's happening in the world next year.
We don't, guys. Yeah, that's
and
the
we
reality.
Absolutely don't know what's happening with CPT next year. But hopefully we'll be here to speak to you about it again next year. And again, thank you very much. Massive, massive shout-outs to the visual platform team who, slave away every week. Mark, Richard, Gabs, big up Vulcan, big up Nathaniel.
Massive shout out to Jammers as well.
Super hard. Jammers has been stepping in and doing his thing as well. I have to send a big shout out to Mature, who is the man behind editing all of the player clips that you see on round 1 and round 2. And thank you to Capcom for giving us the opportunity to do this. Really appreciate it a lot. Thank you to all the players that have cooperated and spoken to me for interviews and working with highlights. Thank you to all the TOs that have also, made it really easy for me to cover some of your events at the start of the show. Thank you to all the people involved with SFL Pro USA as well, because you guys have definitely helped us out in terms of covering that here on the show. But that's it. Season done.
Until next time, which we hope there will be a next time, guys. But yeah.
Get voting. Capcom.us/CC vote. Your vote counts. You will decide who the 20th player at Capcom Cup is. Hopefully we'll see you before Capcom Cup. But if not, take care. Have a happy holidays, however you choose to celebrate. Please be safe. Please wear your mask. Please don't gather together in big groups if you don't have to. Let's beat this. I want to see everybody offline as soon as possible.
ASAP.
Love and peace. Take care. See you soon.